Good evening,
Yo,
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a brand new episode of Friday Night Wrestlecast. Um, yes, tonight we're joined by Mr. Adam Vale. How's it going, Adam?
hey, yeah, I'm surprised to hear your voice because Rich is on assignment in Australia right now. So I'm very surprised that it kicked on because I thought it was just going to be Dana and I, and then all of a sudden I hear his voice. It's like the voice of God, just like, oh, whoa, 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 whoa. And that threw me off. That threw me off. Welcome back, Rich.
Oh well, I'm actually still on assignment. I'm only here
Oh,
at the very beginning of the show. Um,
oh, cool.
yes, we're also joined by Miss Dana Abercrombie. How's it going, Dana?
I'm doing good, but I'm sure you're doing much better down in Australia.
See?
Checking out.
Yeah. So you hear that? So people listening, so Rich pulled one of those. Everybody has this one guy at the job who comes in early and then says he feels sick and he leaves, so he gets paid for the whole day. That type of shit. But yo, I showed up. That's what Rich is doing to us right now. He's like, oh, I was here. All right, gotta go. But yeah, he's down under. So
Yeah, yep. He's getting prepared for that event, which is doing lovely. I'm
there you go.
sure.
So we're gonna run down the news. Not much is happening besides the All In and our favorite Big Red Machine getting sued over some BS. And
Yeah, it's weird.
yeah, it's weird, but we'll fill everybody in. And so let's get started on the news. I don't even know what to do right now. Beep beep. I had a good one planned out and then I forgot. This whole thing. She just, Dana told me this stuff about Kane. It got me real mad. Now it just ruined my whole flow because now I'm just upset. So let's get this started. Now I'm mad.
Look, calm down a little bit. We're to Kane, and you're gonna get out all your frustrations.
I have to.
But right now, we have to deal with. We'll get to Kane soon. But right now, real quick, we're gonna deal with Batista, who currently, if you guys don't know, is jobless because he's basically cursed out all of Disney because
He's
of
paid. You don't curse out Disney unless you're paid. He's paid.
he paid. He's getting his royalties. He's getting his residuals, but he's technically jobless because he refuses to work with Disney with any of the Guardian of the Galaxy movies unless they rehire James Gunn, and he wants a public apology. And he's gotten to the point where, like, he pointed out the hypocrisy of Disney and how there are certain people on certain wings of political stances that are personally trying to take down James Gunn because of his political beliefs or where he
What
stands.
did he say?
So,
What do you know what Gunn said? I still don't even know what happened.
okay, now what James Gunn did say was pretty darn awful. His tweets involved child molestation. So,
Mm.
yeah,
Wait,
dude,
wait, wait, wait. Wait.
joked
So
on
you're
the look.
telling me, you're telling me that Batista and all these other people that are
Yeah,
backing up James Gunn are backing up somebody who was promoting child molestation?
he's not promoting as in like, yay, let's go touch children. It was a joke, apparently, that he was saying back in 2009 that had to do with Roman Polanski. Those who don't know, Roman Polanski was a very famous director who is accused of raping I do not remember the age, but a young girl. And he basically was like, I did it, but he fled the country. And he is, not doing any movies right now, but back then he was winning Oscars and still getting the praise. And so he tweeted that it was weird. It was like this weird retweet that he says that I like it when little boys touch me in my silly place. And it was like a series of around 10 tweets. And it was just really kind of offensive.
So how did this come up then? Because if it's 2009, that's so long ago. I mean, we've had two Guardians of the Galaxy films since then. So
Well,
why did?
theorist Mike Chernovoff, which I'm pretty sure I just butchered that name, he is a very active member and a promoter of, remember Pizzagate, the fake conspiracy theory that Hillary Clinton was running some type of like
Yeah,
sex.
the Q group. They did
Yeah.
all that shit.
So him, he went and dug through James Gunn's old deleted tweets. Nothing is deleted on the internet. He was able to find them and he reposted them, and it had to deal with pedophilia and molestation, and it was not pretty. And so he used it as a target so that people on the Republican side can say, look at the guy that you guys are hiring. Look at everything that Disney stands for. Do you stand for jokes about pedophilia and child molestation? So as a result, he was fired. Also, the entire cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, except for Chris Hemsworth. Well, he's not a part of Guardians of the Galaxy, but it was well known that Chris Hemsworth and Chris,
Pratt.
gosh, no, not Pratt, the other Chris. It's like 4 Chris's. The other Chris, Captain America, Chris Evans, did not really approve of this, but everyone else was like, we still stand behind James Gunn. And we know James Gunn, who he is as a person, and that he is not these jokes that were decades old. He is more than. And Dave Batista has like taken it upon himself to really rally behind James Gunn. And he was flat out said, I will not work with Disney unless you hire James Gunn again. I want nothing to do with Disney. And he has just been on this assault, tweeting about, rehiring James Gunn, and like he started retweeting and finding old tweets from this guy, Chernoff, the guy the Pizzagate guy, about, he's a hypocrite and Disney is standing behind hypocrites and conspiracy theorists who basically tried to destroy Hillary Clinton and the whole Pizzagate. So he's very angry about that. He said, again, he's not going to work on any of the movies. He doesn't care if Drax is killed off. And as a result, because of this whole situation, Disney has postponed Guardians of the Galaxy 3 indefinitely. So just consider it canceled at this moment, because this is just a big ridiculousness of a mess.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So So what happened is, because he's not basically getting any type of checks from Disney at the moment, and this could actually backfire for Batista, where he goes so hard that nobody wants to work with him.
Oh, yeah, no, he can get blackballed in Hollywood.
So
Mickey Rourke got blackballed in Hollywood. There's plenty of people that have been blackballed.
Absolutely. People of all sides have been blackballed. So the thing now is, Batista is very adamant and has been giving these interviews saying he wants to return to the WWE ring.
And that blackball him too. They don't want him.
The thing is that they didn't really want him before this whole thing went down. So he keeps saying that it's an ongoing conversation with him and WWE. He finally got Triple H to at least answer the phone. So he stated that he never burnt that bridge. He never had any reason to. It was never anything like intentional, anything that he did harmful, and that he left for his own personal reasons, basically because they botched his return the last time. But he wants people to know that he loves professional wrestling and he loves that company. Now, remember, Batista's like pushing 50. He's 49 right now. And they're really, aside, if he gets blackballed or blacklisted, there isn't really much of an avenue for him to go into unless it's like MMA.
No, he's too old for that. I don't know. This whole thing is weird, because you said other people were backing this director as well, the showrunner. Yeah. So then they're in the same boat.
No, here's the thing. He's the only one who's outspoken about it. So technically, at the end of the day, he would be the fall guy. Because they all just put out that one statement and signed it at the bottom. He's the one that's been going really hard on Twitter and like tagging Disney and everything. I hate you. Well, not necessarily I hate you, but like rehire James Gunn or I'm done with you.
I think it's we're in that time right now where no one wants to deal with any of this. Just like the Me Too and all that stuff. If something happens, if there's some report about any employee, just get rid of him. Everyone's replaceable at this point. People are just tired of it. Don't want the negative press, the bad press. They just don't want to deal with it, whether it's true or not. I mean, we just saw that with Chris Hardwick and the
Right.
whole thing that he had, and he's back at work, and some people are happy and some people hate him. But I still
Everyone
don't
left.
understand how and some people quit, and I mean, where's the proof? That's all. We're all saying the proof. But like, how could you support? It's like they're not supporting anything. I mean, if someone was to come out and just say, "Hey, you did this to me," and then your boss fired you, and then you look at me and it's like, "Yo, I didn't do that." It's like, I didn't have to show proof. I just said it. That's all we're saying. Just proof. If there's proof, then yeah, damn right, fire everybody. But that, and well, like this case, it sounds like there's proof. If he tweeted those type of things, that's horrible. And I just don't understand why Batista is defending him. It doesn't seem like this is something you want to defend. And then if this like you said, this not only backfire in Hollywood, this will backfire in wrestling. The last thing that WWE wants to do is bring back a guy who is protecting a guy who's into that type of stuff. Because the WWE universe, guess what? They also have the internet, and they also read all this shit.
Yeah.
So then if he comes back, who knows what kind of chant they're gonna start hearing at him. So I'm against it. I don't know. I don't care. I was never a big Batista fan. Leviathan. It's the same for me, honestly. And I'm linking this with Roman Reigns. It's just the big guys that just are good at just being big. They're not special on the mic. They don't really have a presence in the ring, like ring wise. They just don't perform on that level. They just have a look. They're just big. And they're both in the same boat for me. They're just big dudes. And that was the thing. He was good as the muscle of Evolution. He was the muscle guy of the group. He didn't have to talk. That was Triple H's job.
Yep.
So then when he came back and they gave him this big push, he's the man and he's this and that and he's ripping through his jeans and all that. People didn't give a shit. They were like, no. We don't want this. We didn't want it before. We definitely don't want it now. And then especially with Daniel Bryan, as hot as he was at the time. So I don't see a plus side for him coming back, especially after all this drama.
I mean, one of the tweets was like 3 men and a baby they had sex with. He talked about monkeys jerking off and completing on a kid.
Oh, forget it. See, I don't know. Forget it. We don't even need to talk about that.
He liked it when little boys touch him on his pee-pee.
He said it. That's his account. He's not denying it, right? The guy didn't deny it.
He put out a statement that said, many people who have followed my career know when I started, I viewed myself as a provocateur, making movies and telling jokes that were outrageous and taboo. As I have discussed publicly many times, as I've developed as a person, so has my work and my humor. It is not to say I am better, but I am very, very different than what I was a few years ago. Today, I try to root my work in love and connection and less in anger. My days saying something just because it's shocking and trying to get a reaction are over. In the past, I have apologized for humor of mine that hurt people. I truly felt sorry and meant every word from my apologies. For the record, when I made these shocking jokes, I wasn't living them out. I know it's a weird statement to make and seems obvious, but still, here I am saying it. Anyway, that's the complete honest truth. I used to make a lot of offensive jokes. I don't anymore. I don't blame my past self for this, but like myself more and more, I like a more full human being and creator today. Love to you all. And the thing is that Disney knew about these jokes.
Of course.
He was up front.
Yeah. But it's so old and it didn't come back. But there's always somebody that can dig things up, and the past comes back to haunt. That's just what happens. So, and it was just tasteless jokes. And what was it, 2009?
Yeah, around 2009.
And I mean, I've been on Twitter since 2006. I remember when it was just news sites before even people really started bashing and doing all this stuff. It was just news sites. But it's just lame. It's lame. His reasoning, whatever. I don't know how old he is, but it sounds very childish to say, "Oh, I was trying to get attention," and those are the type of jokes you say. Whatever. I don't care. I think it's stupid. I would never go there, no matter what kind of attention. But I think only because we have a list of news. I think we should follow up this with someone else because we're already seeing of his issue, this one's issue, and we're like, yeah, we're not defending this. But if someone else was having that issue, go with the Kane one because I think that's
Really
that's the
want
reverse, but it's the same type of thing. They're coming after him, but I think he needs to be defended.
Oh gosh, you and Kane. Okay.
Yeah,
fine.
bring that up. Bring that. I'm sure people don't know what the hell's going on.
All right, so this is a kind of a weird case. Those who do not know, veteran WWE superstar Kane, or AKA Glenn Jacobs, he is officially sworn in as the mayor of Knox County, Tennessee. Congratulations to him. He had a nice little ceremony. It was really nice and beautiful. He's running as a Republican. Those who don't know, he won by a lot of the votes. And so he's pretty popular, had a very successful campaign. All of a sudden, a man from Pennsylvania named Al Thompson, who is the founder of Protect Our Youth from Steroids, filed a complaint with the Tennessee Attorney General and the Tennessee Bureau of Ethics and Finance on Tuesday, alleging that Kane profited off of steroids. Now, here's how he figured this out. And he wrote this letter, right? And the letter, his attempt at the letter was to basically connect Kane to WWE's rampant steroid usage, claiming that Jacobs was perfectly fine for many years, surrounding himself around steroid users, plus illicit drugs and steroid dealers every single day while he was on tour. Now, Jacob's duties, as he understands it, will include oversight of law enforcement in Knox County, which means that he is an Al Thompson, cannot trust Kane, aka Glenn Jacobs, to successfully carry out his duties as mayor because of his close connection and basically meh attitude towards drug usage. And those who don't know, they're dealing with a very heavy opioid crisis. So that's the issue that he has with that.
It's all BS. First off, the WWE has a wellness policy. Why do they have this? They put this in because they did have issues back in the day. Everybody did. Back in the early 80s and even early 90s, there was a lot of people doing it.
In the 2000s.
Yeah, they were doing it. But here's the thing. The whole thing with steroids is almost like the whole thing with marijuana. Some states, it's legal and it's okay. Others are not. Some places around the world, certain steroids are okay. In Canada, there's a lot of steroids that are okay, but they're not here. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying it. That's just the way it is. And also, wrestling is fixed. Profited or what? So he looked a little better, but it's not like he was in the UFC where he was using it to help win fights. Come on.
But then the argument could easily be, then why need steroids if the whole thing is fake to begin with?
To look good. It was for looks. It was to have the physique.
Some training in the gym.
You can train in the gym, but when you're traveling the way they are, how much time do you really get to put in the gym?
CrossFit.
That's why no, CrossFit's now it's CrossFit, and even then, you still have to find a place for CrossFit. Yeah, have you not seen the road trips thing, the road diaries they have over on the network?
YouTube.
They leave an arena, they go into a car, they drive a bunch of hours in the middle of the night to get to another place, so that way they can eat, and then they go to the facility and they try to find some place to work out around there before the show starts, and they have to keep doing that all year round. Look at your boy that just came back, Dean Ambrose. He's jacked to the gills, right? Well,
yes.
Why is he jacked to the gills?
Because people, CrossFit.
Well, there you go. He had time to heal his body and to actually work out. He's not traveling all the time. He can go into the gym and just pump iron, 5-6 hours straight. So he's jacked, and that's the thing. Back then, it was like, damn, all right, what are we going to do? We're all about our looks. We all know this. The wrestlers are about their looks. As much as people like, oh, well, it's performing in that. We look at Kevin Owens. They're always getting on him about having a big gut and the whole thing. It's all about looks. And he's a big red machine. I remember when he came back with a little tummy. Do you remember that? He had a little bulge, and people made a big stink about it. Kane's getting fat. You know, it's like, come on now. And then eventually he got so fed up because he was working out hard. That's when he started taking his shirt off when he was corporate Kane. And he was wrestling with no shirt on because he wanted to prove, no, look, I work out. I'm doing this whole thing. So do we know that he did steroids back then? I don't know. Was steroids around back then? Damn right it was. But that's not his fault. You know,
But
he's not the overseer of everything.
He did not tell anyone to not do the steroids, and that he was around.
We don't know that either. We don't know that. He could easily right now say, yeah, I told a bunch of guys. Who did you tell? I told Eddie Guerrero. I told Chris Benoit. He could say people that have passed. You know, who's going to speak for the dead? We don't know. We can't say any of that stuff. And to say opioids and all that, that's completely different because doctors are prescribing that. Go after the damn doctors that are telling people that they can take the damn opioids. But they don't want to do that. For some reason, they don't want to tell doctors to do it. And I guess because it's all about money. Pharmaceuticals make a shitload of money off of that. You know, do they make money off of the steroids? No, because that's considered dirty practice. So it's bullshit. All of it is bullshit. You know, someone wants to hate. There's always somebody wants to hate, and they want to try to link some bullshit with this. He was just a performer. Okay, it wasn't like he was an exec, you know, at WWE, and he actually had to say, and was like, hey, you were in charge of testing these guys for steroids. Why didn't you? Oh, damn. All right, you got me. He wasn't in charge of doing any of that stuff. He was just a performer. You know, so I don't want to hear it. That's all bullshit.
But there's more. There's more. There's another part of the letter that he's angry about. He said the Kane should have been listed as a campaign donation, and that Jacob supports steroids because he accepted $6,000 in campaign contributions from various people in the WWE, including Vince McMahon and Linda McMahon.
Think about this. Everybody listening and watching, $6,000 from a billionaire. Okay, think about that. How much support do you think he really was giving him? If it's $6,000, and that's like that's added with whoever else gave him like $20 or $50, right? Because he said $6,000 in total, $6,000 in total. So we don't even know if Vince even gave him $1,000. So that is again, this is all bullshit. This guy's fishing. There's no way. This isn't going anywhere. This is a straight up bullshit. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to fly. Not going to fly at all. So what a waste of time. You know, there's no way. Yeah, there's no way. No way. None of this is happening. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the whole town invited him over and they lynched him right there. They like doused him with like chicken feathers and tar or something, you know, and like, this is it. This is what you get because this is wrong. There's no reason. I mean, he wants to do good for that town. I've listened to a bunch of interviews where he's not, from what I remember, if I remember correctly, he's not taking a paycheck.
No, they never do.
He said he's not taking a paycheck. He's doing it for that. And he has money from his other businesses, the real estate and other things. He said he just wants to do right by the town. He wants to be a man of the people. And think about it. As much as people say the whole thing about New York and being all democratic and all that stuff, remember we had Bloomberg, mayor for 4 terms. That's a Republican right there. And one of the big plus sides was that he said he wasn't going to take any money. He had to, by law, he had to get paid. He took $1. He took $1, and when you hear somebody doing that, and you're like, all right, maybe he really does care. Did he do some good? Yeah. Did he do some bad? Yeah. But hey, you got to still honor something like that, especially with all the corruption that we see with politicians taking money under the table and doing all kinds of shady shit. So,
a lot of people did that. Steve Jobs took $1 from Pixar.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Because it's to the point. It's like, all right, you're sending a message that it's not about the money because you got tons of it already. Okay, so it's not even about that. And a lot of people respect that because they're like, okay, we don't have to worry about you being corrupt and taking an extra $10,000 from this company that wants to open up some illegal operation, or they want to, move jobs or something like that. So no, I think it's all BS, and I would just take that paper, burn it, and move on. I don't care what he has to say. Right now, he's just bitter. Got bitter cake in his mouth. That's all.
Kane did respond. He spoke with the News Sentinel in Tennessee, and that he says that he does not condone steroid use or the use of any illicit drugs. I think that's very bad. I'm a bit of a health nut, and I just think that it's really bad. I never do that. And now, in regards to getting the donations from the WWE members, he says that he's very proud of that. And that is always nice when someone from the president's cabinet, Linda McMahon, who works for Trump, supports your political endeavor. I'm just very happy and proud to have their support. That's what matters to me. And that he plans on doing the best job that he can, and that he's just happy to serve the people. So,
And
good for him.
that's what I don't get from this. It's like, who are they? Why are they attacking him? Who is this that's attacking him? Because you said that this is the same people that did the whole Pizzagate and the whole Hillary and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But here's somebody who's on the opposite side. He's Republican, and whether he's getting donations or not, he does have connections to, the Trump, the candidate, the cabinet, because of Linda McMahon.
Yes.
So I mean, why go after him then? What's the point? What's the plus side? There's got to be an agenda. Is this guy, was he friends with somebody who is running and he didn't get the job and he's all bitter about it? I mean, there's got to be there's always a hidden agenda. Or is he just a wackadoodle? He's just crazy.
Could be a lot. There's a lot of wackadoodles out there.
Yeah, there you go. Just let it go. Does he even live in that county? Does he get, what I mean? Like, is this going to change his life in any way?
Wouldn't he have to live there?
I mean, that's what I'm saying. You would think, but if he's just bitter, he doesn't have to. He could be living freaking in France for all we know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you mean the guy who sued, who's trying to go after?
Yeah. No, I know that Kane lives there.
It just seems like it's no different than those other random organizations. Remember, there's like the parent organization of like television, and they're angry all the time.
Yeah, angry all the time. I mean,
TV stuff. So
I never understood that, because I'm like, well, then just change the channel or block the channel. All cable boxes have the option to block channels. I get it. I have kids. Just block the channel, or just don't put on that channel. There you go. Yeah. And if you're worried about them seeing it when you're not home, then just block it. That's it. Remove it from the channel lineup. There you go. They can't see it. You can even put passwords on channels. So that I back in the day, I get it. It was a valid argument because you didn't have those features. Now you do. Same thing with gaming. You hear all the time. It's like, oh, my kid playing this Grand Theft Auto. I'm going to go after Rocks. Whoa. They didn't buy the game for your kid. You did. You didn't read the label. Now consoles, you could even put the age of the person who's using it, and they could put an M for mature game in, and that shit won't play. But it's up to the responsibility of the parent to do these things, to make changes. Can't rely on everybody else to take care of it. It's so weird. These are the same people that complain they don't want a police state and they don't want the government controlling it, but then they start crying about all this. You should do more for me. Come on now. Do more for yourself.
Yep. Absolutely. So it's just one of those weird situations.
So Kane will be the mayor for a few years, then he'll become governor, and then maybe by like 2025 or whatever up there, he'll run for president and he'll win. And then we'll all support him as president.
Senator.
Yeah, well, I could see him going there first. Depends on how far he wants to go.
I don't see president. I just don't.
I could see it. Why not?
I can see senator, congressman.
It depends on how good of a job he does. He's right now starting off small. It's a small county.
It's very cute. He's been posting pictures of him like trying to get into work and putting a chair together, and he seems to be very hands-on with the people.
Yeah.
I don't know what may happen from him, but it's nice. So good for him, and just ignore the crazy person.
Yep.
Yeah. Because that's just it's a weird situation. So you less angry now?
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. Got it out of your system. That's always good. So, also, we have to move on to some other news where basically it's not so good news after all. We know that there are two major pay-per-views that are coming, right? We have the lovely WWE Evolution, which is the all-female pay-per-view that's occurring in October. So it's right around the corner. And then we also have the Australian pay-per-view, which is also occurring in October, I believe. So WWE is really excited. They're promoting it. Those who watched Raw and some of SmackDown, we've seen Trish. She's there. Remember, Mickey James was there, and they're going to have a feud. And we got the Bella Twins are back to Adam's excitement and cheerfulness. Now, there seems to be one small issue. The issue is that no one's buying any tickets. So, yeah. How exactly do you put on this pay-per-view when no one has bought tickets? Now, it seems like for the the Australian Super Show, I don't know why I want to call it the Thunder Down Under, but anyway, the Australian Super Show, it is going to be inside in an 11,000 seat Nassau Coliseum, right? Which still has plenty of seats, and according to this is for Evolution. Evolution is going to be at the Nassau Coliseum.
Yeah, I was going to say Nassau Coliseum made it that far to Australia. What?
It's a really interesting name for an Australian place. But for Evolution, it's taking place at Nassau Coliseum, 11,000 seats. Now, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer Radio, no one's buying anything. He said, I thought the tickets for Evolution were going to go immediately, and that it will be a hot ticket, especially in New York, where you have all the ticket brokers. The ticket brokers bought 6,000 seats for SummerSlam alone. However, we have the lackluster first week sales for an event that is basically not selling at all. We had Ronda Rousey is going to also be in there. She's a top star. We have Nikki Bella. For some strange reason, people like the Bella Twins. And it's nowhere near that what they're selling. They said so far it has been sluggish. Even smaller independent promotions have been selling out. Remember, All In sold out in like a half an hour. And they sold like 10,000 tickets immediately. No one is buying anything for Evolution.
It's a big difference there, though. The quality and also just the stories. That's the thing. It's like, all right, there's great female wrestlers, no doubt, but what's the catch? What's the story? What's nothing? Exactly. There's no build-up for any of this stuff.
It's forced. So everything's forced upon us.
Yeah, everything is forced. It's like, oh, we're getting a pay-per-view. Okay, to settle what? You've already settled these scores. What? You have anything new? I mean, you have to build up stories. Then it's like, all right, now we're going to see all these end results. It's not there. So you basically, again, it's one of those glorified events like the Greatest Royal Rumble. You got all these legends coming back. Well, we saw how that worked out when they did their first female Royal Rumble, and that wasn't so great. So, what do they expect? The All In, I could understand. You got a lot of big name guys that are currently big names all over the world. A lot of them in Japan. So this gives a chance for people to see them all perform.
Mm-hmm.
But no. This is the same people from Raw and SmackDown, and now you're just splitting them up and you're going to put them on this card. I mean, do we even know the full card? No, right? We just know that it's a women's pay-per-view. I mean, we know Ronda's going to be there, a few others, but I don't think they've announced a full card lineup.
Trish is going to be there. Mickey is going to be there.
And then it's funny because you're like, well, the Bellas. I'm like, who cares about the Bellas? Obviously, people don't even care because they're not running to buy tickets. It's funny when they try to hype it up. Oh, they're coming back to Bellas. I don't know anyone that was missing them. I don't get it. The hype, again, this is like that fake hype that they generate. It's like, it's just not there. The same audience that watches the Bella Twins and all that, I don't think they watch wrestling. I think it's a different audience. I think it's the same audience that just likes to watch reality shows. I'm like, I want to see these two hot twins, and deal with their, bullshit life dating wrestlers and doing all that stuff. But I don't think they watch wrestling.
Nope.
We don't know the numbers for the Bella show on the WWE Network, but we know what they did with the Divas show, and a lot of people watch. But that's E. And those people are already on E watching all the other reality shows.
Well, the whole thing with the E thing, it really blew up, and they tried to capitalize on that, but it backfired because, as you said, they're two different groups. The whole John Cena breakup thing.
Yeah, I don't know people that are like, I mean, what you're expecting for people that were following the E reality show, the Diva show, and said, "Oh wow, the Bellas have their own show. All right, where can I watch that?" Well, you have to pay $9.99. It's on the network. What's that network? For the wrestling. But I don't watch wrestling. I just want to watch these girls live their life. Just like the Kardashians and all that stuff. Think if they put that Kardashian show up behind a paywall. So I don't know. I don't think it doesn't matter. I mean, they never really did anything when they wrestled. For so long, they were just eye candy. Remember? For so long, that's all they were. They were never really supposed to be taken serious. And as soon as they start getting into it, they started getting hurt. Both of them have had some bad injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
Serious one.
Yeah, so I don't get it. I get it. And I get that they're relevant now because one's married to wrestler, the other one's about to get married to wrestler. They're high profile wrestlers. So that makes a difference. But
well, remember, John said I don't want her no more because he ain't having no kids.
What do you mean? I thought they're getting married now.
No, they're separated.
Again?
They're living their little no, they've been separated for a while. Nikki says she's talking to people and moving on with her life, and John is still childless and single.
Whatever. See, I got my own shit to deal with. I don't need to worry about fucking John Cena, all his cars and
2 more seasons. So
who cares? No one cares. No one cares about this, and they're making it known with their wallet because nobody's buying damn tickets. Plain and simple. That's the bottom line. These are the same. I want people to do the same thing with Roman Reigns. They really hate Roman Reigns, then just don't buy the event tickets. Don't even go. Because
they need to stop merchandise.
That's it. Yeah, there you go. Stop buying the merchandise. Oh. It's the kids, though. The kids. Like I said, he has a look. No doubt, he has the look. If I was a kid, damn right. I think I told you a story with my daughter. It was she sat down and was watching wrestling with me, and he was doing his BS promo. And this was a while ago, and Samoa Joe came down. And they were going back and forth. And I said, "Who do you think's going to win?" And she said, "Well, that guy, the bigger guy." And I said, "Why not the other guy?" "Well, the other guy's fat, but this guy, he looks big and strong and scary. He has to win." And that's it. There's your focus group, because these kids grow up. They go to these events. They want the merch, and they probably stay fans. And they don't care. They don't see what we see because we've been watching this product for way too long. So we already see the bullshit. We see through it. And we already know there's better talent. We know that the other guy who may have more weight on him is 10 times better in every aspect. But that's not what sells. That's not what the kids want. They want to see the big, muscly, superhero-looking dude. And that's why he does that cheesy-ass Superman punch 15 times in a match. It's for the kids. So, it's a shame. It's a shame. But, yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with that. But with the female one, they're lacking. It's too soon, especially with the whole Ronda Rousey thing. She shouldn't have gotten the belt. And it's too soon to put her as a headline on a bill with no real feud and with no real experience in the ring. I mean, that match she had with Bliss, that was a squash match. That was a straight up squash match. Alexa didn't get anything off on that. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. But you know what's going to happen? They'll probably put the tickets on sale, or they'll just start opening up the doors early, and then whoever did pay to get in and whoever's outside, hey, come on in. They've done that before. They do it at some house shows or tapings, TV tapings. Mm-hmm. They'll try to get it in. I mean, I don't know if it's going to get as bad as what Impact does in Canada, where they actually pay people to show up. But they're going to find ways to get people in. I mean, New York has millions of people, so even if they just say the day of, hey, come on down, there's a good chance we have some tickets left, or we have some free seats. That's all they have to say. We have some free seats to give away. Meanwhile, those free seats could be like 5,000, 10,000 free seats, but they don't have to say the number. We just have some free seats to give away. They can say it on the radio or whatever on their website, as a thank you. They'll put a spin on it. So there's no way these people are wrestling in an empty arena like The Rock and Mick Foley. Remember when they did that? The Super Bowl halftime, and they wrestled in an empty arena? Yeah, we're not seeing that. But we're definitely not seeing that. Boy, man, I'm not surprised by the ticket sales. But for some reason, I don't know why. I thought it was. I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think that the tickets were going to. I don't know why I thought it was going to be a free event in my mind, because
Wow.
from what I remember, if I'm sure if someone's in the chat anywhere, it might be wrong. I thought the Force of the NXT show, that's free,
Yeah.
right? The NXT event is free. It's on a college campus,
Yeah.
so that's free. And I remember Impact when it was at Universal Studio, it was free because my cousin works over there and he used to go, and he said, "Oh, it's free. You just got to get online, but it's free." So that's why I guess I assumed that it was all linked to that too, and that it was just
No.
going to be free.
No, this is a big WWE of pay-per-view. You know, it's one of those first time ever.
And it's really a network special because it's not a pay-per-view. Pay-per-view means that it's going to be on satellite and cable. It's not. It's exclusive to the network.
Has the network. You have to pay your $9.99.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's a network special.
Boom. You're paying to view.
Yeah, but that's a network. You're paying to view a lot of other things. A pay-per-view is a one-off. It's like I'm paying just to view this, and then when that goes off, that's it. But with the network, if I get bored of that show, of this pay-per-view, I can just go and watch Royal Rumble 1995, and, or WrestleMania 30 or something. I don't have to stay watching it. And feel like, damn, I just wasted my money. It was already included. Hell, a lot of people don't even have to pay for it and they didn't have it because just do that free month. So I don't know. I'm not excited for it. I wasn't excited even when they announced it. I'm happy for female wrestlers. I think it's awesome. There's a lot of them, but story-wise, there's nothing enticing. That's the thing with NXT. They build them some big storylines. The whole thing with Mickie James, and I mean not Mickie James, but with Becky and with Banks. Remember, Banks was a super heel, and she had her own little crew, and they were having the issues. And then with Charlotte Flair, I mean, man, there was a lot of story there. There was a lot of back and forth. Now there's nothing, and it's like, oh yeah, we're just gonna have this women's event, and all these people are gonna be there. Come support. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a Kickstarter for female wrestlers. No thanks. No thanks.
No, I think that it would have been successful had the greatest Royal Rumble pay-per-view not been such a flop. Because
that's a conspiracy theory. I don't think it was a flop because remember they got paid in advance. They're already paid.
Then like the show sucked.
Well, the show is what it was, like a glorified house show. That's the thing. It's like, what else did you think it was going to be? It wasn't going to be anything else. It's just a glorified house show.
It was unnecessarily bad. Like they went out of their way to make the pay-per-view horrible.
What's going to be interesting after when they do another Royal Rumble, and it's like, well, this isn't the greatest one because we just saw the greatest one last year. So
no, we're getting another one.
Oh, we're getting another generic one for what we know, the network one. We're not getting the best. I mean, well, how many was it? Was it 50? 40, 50? How many people were there?
40, 50 what? Men?
So for the greatest Royal Rumble, I forgot. I lost count.
Yeah, it's like 50.
It's like 50. So then we should get 60 for this one, for the Royal Rumble, the real one.
Oh.
We should get more.
No, we're good. We're good. But the thing is that I feel because it was a mess, and then a combination of I'm really sorry, but right now they're not good at these gimmick matches, the females. So that also does not make people want to turn in. Their Royal Rumble version was a mess.
It's pretty bad.
That was a mess.
That's pretty bad.
The Hell in a Cell thing was watchable, but was not really good. The Iron Man wasn't there. There was a recent Iron Man, not the one that happened in NXT.
Yeah,
but that one was pretty awful.
But the Royal Rumble one, that was what really got me off. I'm like, this is horrible. But it takes a lot of time to prepare, and it looked like they just said, well, let's just wing it.
Right. So do you want to sit through a 4-hour or so pay-per-view of that?
No.
So there you go. And yay, Ronda Rousey, good for her. To me, she does not deserve to be champion yet. It's too early. She's too green. I don't like it. And then she's going against the Riot Squad. Is that something that you deem to be like, oh my God, I want to tune into that? The Riot Squad.
Nope.
There you go. Let's go watch the Riot Squad headline against Ronda Rousey. That's going to put butts in the seats.
Nope.
See, and unlike the Cody Rhodes thing, that was fresh. Even though those matches you say are repetitive,
Yeah.
they're doing it because it's such a passion that Cody has. He has this organic thing with him where people just want to see him succeed. He's doing this completely independent. It's basically an underdog story.
Mm-hmm.
You really look at it, and you see someone who's really trying to do something and make a name for himself and to help uplift other people.
Well, it's competition. It's good competition, and that's what people want in both sense of it. Of just with the wrestlers, the performers, and the fact that it's just a new venue. It's a new event. If All In works, I'm sure we're going to see more All In 2, All In 3, whatever, and maybe it could lead to something. But what I think what they're trying to go with this is that it's not people like, oh, well, he's trying to start his own promotion. And no, I don't think so. I think he's trying to make something where this is the safe haven for wrestlers no matter where you're working. It doesn't matter. Go ahead, work in Ring of Honor, work in New Japan, work at Lucha, work at Impact. Doesn't matter. Come here for one big pay-per-view event, and make that money. And I think that's what they're doing. Because you see that the whole Wrestle Kingdom started doing that. You see their partnership with Ring of Honor, and you see Ring of Honor matches on there and stuff. What does this have to do with anything? But it's there. It's a big match, and they see that, and I'm like, all right, well, why can't we just do that here in the States? Why can't we just have an event where we have like dream matches, pretty much? This guy from this show, this promotion, taking on this one and this and that, and it's not linked to anything, so anything could happen. So okay, this could be fun. I'm sure it's going to be entertaining. I'm not too excited to watch it, but I'm sure people will, and it makes it more enticing. What?
CM Punk is already having a blast.
Oh, he's there? I thought he wasn't going.
He's doing a T-shirt thing. We don't know if he's going to be in the show, but he's doing a T-shirt thing.
I don't know. Because what's his name? Doesn't what's his name have a match?
Who's with who?
What you call it? Cole Cabana. Doesn't Cole Cabana have a match?
I don't think so.
I thought he was on the card.
I don't think so. I think he's busy.
I know Colt is going to be there. Now we have to use the Googles.
No, I don't know. He's not. He's not there.
You sure? Because I'm pretty sure they said he was going to be there.
I don't think he's going to be there. No.
Yeah.
He is.
Cabana versus Lethal.
But they're separated at the moment because he's there today. CM Punk was there today, and he's signing T-shirts, and he looks very healthy and very he looks good. He looks like he's been working out and like he's at his actual weight where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to wrestle anymore.
Well, no, he doesn't want to. And they said that he turned down as much. They threw money at him, and he's like, no.
Yeah. Let me see something. Damn. Somebody hasn't been keeping up. I just clicked on his All In, and I see there's a comment this guy made. He was like, oh, again, more former WWE guys trying to make it on their own. No thanks. I'm like, whoa. See, well, not everybody's a fan.
Carve our own careers and be happy?
That's it. Damn internet.
I mean, the man comes from a legacy. He's trying to create his own path where he just doesn't be.
I'm trying to find a card for this. I can't find a full card.
Oh, they have the full card.
Well, see if you see Cole, because everything I'm looking at is pointing me all over the fucking place.
There is no cult. Okay, so the final card, I guess we're going to just switch topics then and just
Just because it's
transition.
all related. It's all related. We're just trying to find out who's on this card because we definitely don't know who's on the Evolution besides that Ronda Rousey crap.
Oh gosh. Oh, and so the Super Showdown down under. No one on Australia cares anyway.
No one
No
cares
one
about
bought
nobody.
tickets. No one cares. Yeah, they set it up for 80,000 fans, and then it was weird. Then WWE announced 70,000 fans. So yeah, it's just a mess, and no one's buying any tickets, which I'm kind of pretty shocked about. I guess no one cares about Triple H and Undertaker.
It's old. It's old, and I'm sure the tickets aren't cheap.
But it's
Probably
Undertaker.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
But he had such a great performance during that 30th anniversary at
You know,
Raw.
there's an old saying. I'm trying to remember it now, and there you go. I brought it up and I forgot it, but it was in boxing. It was a big one. It's like you're loved until you lose. It was some type of thing like that. Like you're only relevant from until you lose, and once you lose, you're forgotten. And that's the case with a lot. I mean, we know so many fighters, Felix Trinidad and other big names that people love to watch. And then when they finally lost, Prince Nazim Hamed, and they lost and they disappear. And you're like, no, they didn't disappear. You just stopped caring. And I think that's sort of what happened with the whole Undertaker thing. Because it was like, wow, the streak. They could, if he still had that, they could have played that off. It's like, hey, this is another big event. Can somebody take him down and this and this? Give some reason to care. No one cares. You're gonna have Triple H come out of whatever semi-retirement type of thing whenever he does to do this big match. He gave a whole speech talking about, I didn't want to fight him, but then I thought about it again. I said, this is gonna be epic, me versus blah 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 blah. But still, don't care. Don't want to see it. You know what match I would want to see? If you're gonna go that route and you want to give dream matches, get Sting. Get Sting. Sting doesn't have to take any big bumps. Get Sting versus Undertaker. Just to see those two in the ring with gimmicks, that's all I care about. I'm sure they would get a shitload of ticket sales. And people aren't expecting them to do high flying and all that craziness. Just to say they were there for that historic match. That's enough. You know what I mean? There's nothing here. I think that's the other reason why Kurt Angle took his time off. They're like, oh, he's getting ready. He's going to start wrestling. Yeah, I think he's getting ready to wrestle because they want to put him on this card to help boost it. So they're like, all right, well, we're going to put Kurt Angle on the card. Well, who is he going to go against? Because that really counts. He's a big name, but he has to go against someone that is just as relevant. You can't have him do like a squash match. Say, oh, his in-ring return and because he hasn't had a solo match since he's returned. He did the Shield stuff, right?
That was
he didn't do a solo match yet, right? He hasn't had a solo match.
I don't recall him doing one.
Right?
He was always with someone protected.
Pardon the interruption, but I would like to make a comment.
Oh.
I actually would like to make a couple comments.
Oh, sure.
Dum, dum, dum.
First and foremost, we already know who Kurt Angle's going to face. Baron Corbin. Since they have the stupid storyline of Baron Corbin having beef with Kurt Angle. So that match is going to happen at some point.
I want and slap Kurt Angle.
I can see that match happening, but I don't see that as a draw for this Australia crowd and this Australia event. This is not a big one. It has to be another big name. How about bring back Jeff Jarrett, your boy Dana, Double J? Yeah, I could see that because they can work. They've had some good matches when they were in Impact. They had some good matches, so I could see that. I can see that as draw. But for the WWE Universe, they probably don't know that. So Kurt Angle. Who else did Kurt Angle have a big feud with?
Was it Goldberg? He should have Goldberg. Goldberg should be there.
Yeah, there you go. They could bring Goldberg back for one show. He could work out for that. Yeah, why not? He'll do it. He'd definitely do it. A payday like that. Pfft. And they're all about star power, and that's what this has to be. If you're bringing the Undertaker to go against Triple H at this, you don't give a shit about wins. You want star power. Well, there you go. Goldberg is star power. Goldberg versus, Kurt Angle is the Brock isn't on this card, right?
No, he's not.
No, right? So there goes
Not as of now. He isn't.
All right, so
Oh,
yeah, I don't think he's gonna be because I think now he has to get ready for his fight,
yeah,
or
and
he has to get into UFC shape, and then he's gotta filter out all the steroid shit. So that takes time. But yeah, no, I don't know, man. It's all about star power.
Well,
So
they. I'm pretty sure that they are also banking on the Shield reunion match, getting a lot of people to watch the event also, because they did announce that match is going to happen. The Shield versus Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, and Dolph Ziggler.
nope,
Oh.
whack. Nope,
Yeah.
whack. You know what they could have did if they really wanted to make it interesting? This is the only way I would see it that it would work for Batista to bring him back and have Evolution versus the Shield. You know, faction versus faction, because you got Randy Orton there, you got Triple H there, and Batista looks like he's always good to go. You know, he's working out all the time for his movie
but he
part.
was begging for a job, so yeah.
And he's begging for a job. That's what I'm saying. That would be a big draw because we're like, oh wow, this is group versus group. Hell, freaking NWO, that type of thing would have worked. But they're too old now. They're too old. All of them too old. But Batista, the Evolution, they could even bring back Ric Flair. He could come in and do the whole managerial thing. That'd be great. You know, it's all about the gimmicks and the draws, and that's what they're trying to get, and that's what you're gonna need.
I think they'll be fine. This is it's in Australia. You got
when is this show? When is that show?
October. It's October, right?
All right. So we got 2 months. Starting tomorrow. We got 2 months.
Yeah.
Well, not even a month and a half, right? Because it's like mid-October or something. So, but you know what? We're all not going to be watching it because we'll be too busy playing Red Dead. So nobody has time. But like, yo, did you see Australia? I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't have. Wait, it's on the network. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed that. That's what you're gonna hear from me. I'm not watching that shit. We got Red Dead. I gotta go hunt and shit. I got things.
Oh well, actually, this event is on October 6th. Red Dead doesn't come out until the end.
Oh, I thought it was in the middle.
That's the Evolution. So remember that we're having a bunch of pay-per-views in like 1 month.
This is too much.
And no. You always said, get ready for 6-7 hours of wrestling conversation.
Yeah. No. I'm talking about from WWE. There's plenty of great wrestling. There's great wrestling out there. Don't get it twisted. There's great wrestling. It's just not enough of that in WWE. We got Lucha still doing its thing, killing wrestlers off every episode, which is crazy. It gets me nervous with that. I don't want to sidetrack too much, but they just keep killing people off. So I'm like, Joe, is this coming to an end? Is this how you do it? You just kill everybody off and say, okay, everybody, good night. Thanks for coming to the temple. You know, the Monster Matanza just killed everyone. Because literally, I don't know if you've been watching, Rich, but I mean, they kill them off. Like he comes out, Guido comes out and says, it's time for a sacrifice. You know, and whoever's in the ring, the Monster Matanza comes out, beats the shit out of them, and then they do a special effect where they just dematerialize in the ring. And they're dead. They're gone. And then, so it's happened to almost everybody from the Red Tribe, right? The Paul London's group. His whole crew is gone. They're all dead. You know, so I'm assuming they're going to be all repackaged. There's a lot of these guys. That's what they're doing. This is the best way to repackage, like Matt Hardy's Lake of Reincarnation type of thing. But it's crazy because you're seeing all these people and they're just dying off. But I don't want to get sidetracked. But yeah, just the point is that there's a lot of good wrestling out there. You know, of course, we still got Ring of Honor doing its thing, and New Japan is still going strong. But with WWE, it's like, well, they're spreading themselves thin, I think, with doing this, because at one point they're trying to be like the home for all the new indie darlings, you know, with NXT and what they're picking up. Then they're doing these the women, the Mae Young Classic, the tournaments and stuff. Like, okay, that's great. Then you got this female pay-per-view, and then you got regular pay-per-views, and then you have these catered special paid venue events that like in the Saudi, and you want people to care about that, and you're hyping up these weird matches, and then now the Australia hyping up more weird matches that's not story related. You're throwing too much at people, too much. So it's like, why should we what's going on? You know, and then it's like the pay-per-views are getting longer and longer. It's like this is it. It's like they're replacing quality with quantity. Yeah, we don't need all this. Give us 2 hours of solid matches like NXT, and we'll be good. Don't give us 4 or 5 hours of bullshit when you're gonna do squash matches like SummerSlam. We don't need that. We don't need where the entrance is longer than the match. I don't need to see that shit. You know, by doing that, you're copying the damn 2K video game, which is just as bad. And we don't need to see that either. So no, too much, and then of course pushing the network at the same time with the programming. It's a lot. It is all a lot, and I just hope it's not too much and they don't oversaturate their WWE universe, open quotes, because with this, and you have the new TV deal that's coming, so you're expecting everybody to tune in on Fox to watch their programming. I think that's also going to be live, though, right? I think they confirmed it will be live. SmackDown's going to be live. And that is a very tough slot. Fridays, we already talked about that. Fridays are hard. People go out. People do things. Nobody wants. Like right now, a lot of people, I know some people that are like, yeah, I listen to the show. You listen on Friday? No, I don't. It's throughout the week or something, but I'm not. I'm at the bar. You know, I'm doing some other shit. So it's just tough. Fridays are tough. And it's definitely going to be tough for TV. So with all this stuff, pay-per-views and all those things, it's too much. That's too much. They're cramming too much all within a short period of time. So
yeah, I agree. It's too much. It's just way too much.
Yeah, so,
but you know, we also have that's going to be just a, I'm sure. Hulk Hogan has been teaching something involving NWO for weeks on Instagram, also on Twitter. I wouldn't know on Twitter because he blocked me. But today, he finally, well, not today, but like this week, he finally revealed what's going on. You ready? You excited for this? Hogan has announced the NWO Reunion 2 Sweet Tour. Oh! Yay! Which is a reunion with all three guys, Scott Hall, click, and Hogan. They're going to do personal appearances and autograph signings with fellow other people who they haven't announced yet. Now, remember, everyone was involved in the NWO, so you might get surprise appearances just popping up everywhere.
Do you see what's happening here? Do you see
people
what's happening? No, because they don't own it. They don't own NWO. They don't own Too Sweet. WWE owns that. Remember, they did the whole cease and desist to the Young Bucks. WWE's behind this. This is no different than what they're doing with Roman Reigns and the Shield. They want Roman Reigns to get the pops. So what do? You put two baby faces with him. So that way you get the pops. Same thing. They're trying to figure out a way to bring back Hulk Hogan. They're like, shoot, how do we do it? Well, put him with two people that everybody loves. All right, let's do that. They're going to do this tour. They're going to probably post and show some of this stuff on the network and show it on TV. Oh, guess what's happening? Just ease it in to the point that people want to see them on TV again. And that's what's going to happen. There you go. No. Case closed.
Nope. Yes and no. For those who don't know, Hogan and Nash own 50% of the NWO trademarks. They made the deal while they were in WCW. So WWE owns 50, they own the other 50. So yes, it's trying to reach the audience.
I think there's still some catch up because that doesn't add up because they said a Too Sweet tour. They actually just said it, Too Sweet. That was the same thing Young Bucks were saying, and WWE owned the Too Sweet. So that's no 50% there. That's straight up WWE.
Well, Too Sweet. It's spelled with a 2, if that's any different.
No, it's all about doing the motion.
Number 2. It's number 2.
If they do the gesture, the hand gesture, then that's it.
They're not gesturing.
Now the Young Bucks do the one sweet. They do the one finger. They do it, but with the one finger.
But here's the thing. Didn't they own Too Sweet before Young Bucks? Just because they was around way longer than Young Bucks?
No. Well, they were using it, but then when WWE purchased WCW, it was mainly they didn't really care about the talent. It was all the other things. It's just like what happened with Impact trying to say they own the Broken Universe. It's the same thing. It's like all that was under their umbrella. So that's why Impact owned it. And it's the same thing with NWO. They
Well,
can
they
say
own.
whatever they want. They own this, own that. But when whatever half that they said WCW owned, now that's WWE that owns it. So that's still WWE approving this. If they're approving it, they're behind it. And the fact that they had Hulk Hogan show up and say his little piece and do, I'm telling you, this is all a campaign to ease him back into the mainstream. That's all this is.
Well, they said that they're not affiliated, so it's maybe it's a secret one. And
Yeah.
also, there's more. There's more to this reunion tour, the Too Sweet tour. Those who are really excited, because I know that Adam is like, yay, tell me more. It starts October 27th, which is like the day before the Australian show. Yay. There will be a Q&A event held at Milo's Tropical Cafe in Orlando, Florida from 12 to 3. But the 100 people who bid the highest will receive VIP tickets to the event, which will allow access to priority seating and a photo with NWO.
They're doing the bids again.
Yes.
Bids. So for those who don't know, the whole point of the bid is because they don't know what people are willing to pay to partake in something like this. So they do a bid to see. And then watch after that. Once they start getting an average number, that becomes a new VIP pricing. So this is all lame. All this is lame. You know what? The whole story, everything that they have to say has been run into the ground. We've seen it all, the Monday Night Wars on the network, all the DVDs, the Blu-rays, all the podcasts, all the members talking about it. They all had done their shoe promos. It's all been said and done. Whoever goes to this has already heard all these damn stories.
Well, wait. Hogan has more on his Twitter, okay? Which I can see if I don't log into mine because he blocked me. Oh, man. I can't believe the response to the NWO reunion. My phone won't stop blowing up. My team is working hard and we're putting together something special for all of you NWOites. Get to HulkHogan.com for more. So
Fake news. So you tell me the fans have your phone number? They're calling you? Really? That's what's happening now? Come on now. It's just more hype talk. It's all hype talk.
Wait, we're also getting Jimmy Hart.
Whatever. It's okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Go to a convention. Go to a damn convention like everybody else.
I want people to know that he made up with Brutus the Beefcake Barber.
Nope. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care.
And so he said, if you see 3 jacked up guys walking down the beach, don't be scared. This is what wrestlers used to look like.
Well, then it definitely wouldn't be him and the other 2 guys. So no, not excited.
I'm just happy.
Hey, and I'm not hating. Let them make their money. This is what I do. It's just then I get my money. I just don't see it. I've been around too long. I don't care. You know, there's only. I'm trying to think. Maybe there's only 2. Not even 2. Probably only 1 person that I think is worth seeing something like that, or going to one of these type of appearance things where you do the Q&As and you pay and stuff. And it's Bruce Pritchard. Everything goes back to Bruce Pritchard. Just because 20 years of being on the creative side. We all know the wrestler side. Everybody has their piece. Creative. What do we all bitch about? We bitch about creative. We bitch about stories. Well, here's a guy who worked on a majority of those shits. So who else can answer those questions instead of a wrestler saying, yeah, they tried to bury me? Who's they? Well, creative. Well, I want to talk to creative. There you go. Bruce Pritchard. So he's the only one that's worth. That's why that podcast always wins all these awards every year for when it comes to wrestling and all that stuff. Because it's from the horse's mouth. The guy was there. The guy did it. Like, who wrote this best? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, my bad. You know, and he'll just spit on it and he'll talk about it, and it's awesome. And that's the only one. But for Hogan and for Nash, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? What could they possibly say or talk about that's like, damn, I can't wait to go?
Their life? The fact that Scott Hall is alive?
But so what? He's alive. Congrats for being alive. Congrats. I'm alive. You're alive. You want a cookie? Come on now. Yo, he brought all that shit upon himself. Yeah, he killed somebody. It caused depression for killing somebody. That's what he says. He got into the drinking and all that stuff with the pressures. All right. That sucks. That's life. We've all had some shit. I've been hit by 2 cars in a van. I'm still here.
Oh dear.
So, whatever. No. And somebody's gonna probably bring, or I wouldn't be surprised if they have a cold open coming, or somebody come out and announce and say, "Hey, listen, about pictures, you take this and that. If not, you get ejected." Or, "Hey, no comments about stuff that happened that's not wrestling related." That means no talking about Kevin Nash and his kid and calling the cops. No talking about Hogan and his sex scandals and all that stuff. And let's just keep it all to the wrestling. I could see someone doing that or kicking people out.
Yeah, but there are people
Because
who are not.
that's what people are going to bring up. Don't tell me. Don't tell me that somebody's not going to show up and be like, "Hey, by the way, tell me, why are you doing this? Didn't you get like $300-something million from Gawker? Didn't you win that lawsuit?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this? You didn't even pay for your legal fees, right? Wasn't it the billionaire guy that paid for all of that?"
Yeesh. Yeah.
These are questions that I would like to, and I know they're not going to talk about it because it's not wrestling related. That's not NWO related.
Yeah.
And if they're going like that, that means they're also going in gimmick.
Oh yeah, they're full in gimmick. Yeah.
And I don't want to see that. I don't want to go see the Menudos. You know what I mean? Ricky Martin and them. No, same thing. It's gimmicks. I don't want to see that. If we're gonna go see something like that, then do like Hulk Hogan does Q&A. He talks about everything, life, in and out of wrestling. Okay, that might be interesting because then he's gonna talk about the craziness with his wife and his kid having a car accident, all that. How do you deal with all this? That's a lot of stress.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the real talk stuff that we care about. We don't want to hear gimmick talk. That's old gimmick talk. That shit was from almost 20 years ago now. We're done.
We are.
We're done.
It's kind of remember every once in a while, especially right when the ECW tour used to pop up.
Even that,
and they never really.
We don't have to do it no more because they stopped, and it wasn't because no one wanted to see it, because a lot of them aged out, and then you got House of Hardcore. So then whenever they want to do a show like that or a match, they don't have to do a special event. They just go and they do it at House of Hardcore. And there you go.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's just a really unfortunate. And not unfortunate. Everyone bought it.
We'll see. We'll see.
To me, it's like they're not putting on any matches from what I understand right now. No matches has been announced.
Well, no, I'm assuming that this is like at a bar or one of those. It's sort of like how podcasters do their live shows. I'm
that they're going to have
that's what they're doing.
They're having
stay on.
Yeah, well, they said they're having pop-up events.
Pop-up events?
So you just pop up and then like you pop up and you show. I'm pretty sure people tweet about it, and you go and you meet them. And people who already have the highest bids for the tickets and stuff, you'll get the information in advance. And you be happy with that.
Oh, please. It's no thanks.
Well,
next. We're done. We're done with this. No, forget it.
His phone has been ringing.
Yeah, ringing off the hook. Yep. I'm sure it has. Mm-hmm.
He can't stop the demands they're pouring through, he's saying.
Okay. All right.
And you've got to put your bid in right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, I hope he brings that orange and yellow boa that he has, because I think that's the only thing people care about. They don't care about that. We learned that from the WWE. When he came, that was hilarious. The fact that here it is, he has this supposedly hot gimmick as Hollywood Hogan, but as soon as he shows up with WWE, everybody just wants old school Hogan. It's as if WCW, NWO never happened. You know what I mean? It was like it never happened, or the universe really is that divided that they're like, yo, I never saw him as this NWO. What is this? Take that shit off his face. What is this? This is not Hulk Hogan. And I'm sure there's a lot of people that are doing that too. That want to, if they do go to this show, they don't want to see this NWO Hollywood Hogan. They want to see Hulk Hogan as Hulk Hogan. They're probably gonna say, "Go ahead, say the prayers and the vitamins." We want to hear that spiel again.
No, he's like the bad boy that everyone loves because he's been through a lot right now, so he's coming back as the Hogan. And plus, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, they need something to do. He's not doing Super Shredder anymore. So let him walk on the beach and be, NWO Kevin Nash.
I don't know, man.
Only have one thing to say. And
Fuck
that is,
it.
No.
Oh.
And that is that I'm very surprised that Hogan is messing around with black, because last time I checked, he don't associate himself with that color. So
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. Are people going to bring those questions up? Is it going to be a predominantly white crowd?
You can't stop things from happening. Here's the thing. But
you can. No, you can. You can definitely. I just told you. They can make stipulations. No questions asked. No this, that.
No, this is actually would be the best part. If Hogan really addressed those questions and was really attempting to be honest, because remember the last time on camera, he basically blamed everybody else and he got a backlash behind that. But if he was to answer those questions,
my God,
people might be more willing to hear his answer.
You know what? I just realized something. Shit. Didn't you just say that, what's his name? Jimmy Hart's going to be there?
Yeah.
What's his role?
He was the manager.
No, his role there. Did they say his role?
No.
I wonder if he's going to be the MC. If he is, then it's going to be one of those setups where he's asking them the questions, like it's like a talk show.
Oh gosh.
Type of thing. Yeah, and people are there just witnessing it, but not really partaking. I could easily see them doing some lame shit like that, and maybe like one or two people get questions, or they put plants in the crowd to ask certain questions to get the conversation going in the direction that they want.
Oh dear.
We've seen that before. They've done the other shows. The other wrestlers have had certain people come out and do talks. Hell, we saw the 2K do that when they had Steve Austin. Remember? And he just had the panel and he did the whole thing, and they were still in gimmick form. Cesaro shitting on video games and all that stuff. So I think that's if they do it that way, then it's never the really one-on-one with the crowd. It's
and I'm pretty sure that you can ask a question then if you get your picture taken with the boys.
No. Have you ever gone to these things? It's take a picture, not ask a question. Take a picture. You take a picture and you keep it moving. Usually there's a long line. So you go in there, you take a picture, and you gotta go next.
Out of my behind, and I'm the highest bidder. I'm going to ask a question.
Oh, well, it depends. It depends on what the VIP status gives you.
So then I'm just paying to sit in a Q&A and
you might,
take a picture.
Yeah. You're that close. You can smell them.
Is Hogan? My thing is this: is Scott Hall and Kevin Nash worth that amount? Hogan, yes. Hall and Nash.
Depends on how bad you want to take a picture with them.
Because you're a package.
It's like that with everything, Everybody has a price, So it depends if someone's willing to pay a lot. To me, no, not even $5. I don't care. Doesn't do it for me. For what? For a picture? I could Photoshop a picture right now if I want. So no, I don't care. I'm sure some people will, depending on where it's at and how much. But then again, who knows? I'm sure WWE is going to do the same thing, like you said, with the whole the women's pay-per-view. They thought people cared. Well, they're showing through their wallet they don't really care. So who really does care?
Genuine. At all. But yeah, this is going to be, we'll see. October 27th is when it occurs. It's only for $3. And they're going to do a lot of promotion in that area. So you can always, bump into Hogan then. And
where is it at? What?
It's going to take place in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's his hometown. That's where he lives.
Well, then he lives in Florida and everything.
They're all in Florida, so that's an easy ride for them.
And the event, yeah, it's in Orlando, Florida, and it's going to be held at the Mingo Tropical Cafe. This is a cafe. Oh my God. Sorry. This is a cafe. I'm bidding to sit in a cafe.
Yeah.
So yeah,
It's
good for those people who like that event and who like Hulk Hogan. And I hope, no, honestly, I hope it's successful for him, and we'll see what happens from there. But to move on, Colt Cabana, those who don't know, is suing CM Punk in unpaid legal fees because CM Punk was like, I'm going to pay your legal fees. We're going to get through it together and we're going to be besties. And CM Punk never paid his legal fees. So Colt Cabana is suing for his fees. And he recently did a recent episode of his podcast, The Art of Wrestling, which he is the host of. He basically says that he doesn't really want to talk about it, and that he's going to just say something very minimal, and that he's going to just say that all I want is for this thing to be settled. He said on the show, I don't have anything to say about it. I'm going to try not to say anything about it until everything unfolds. So once everything is over, then he'll speak upon it. But he will like to say that, he hopes that everyone can come together and work again, and that he has proof through text messages from CM Punk saying that I will pay for your legal defense and we're going to be great again. And those who don't know, Cabana is suing for $200,000 that he has to pay his lawyers, along with $1 million in punitive damages. So he needs that money. And Punk has the money. Between the fighting and the Marvel comic books.
Like, I'm sure that message was probably sent when they were still on good terms.
Oh, yeah.
Before the shit hit the fan later on. So I'm sure Punk was like, well, that was when we were boys. We're not boys anymore. It's like, oh, okay, well, thanks, a-hole. I'll take you to court. And then you could pay those legal fees from that one, too. Thanks.
So, everything's not settled yet, but he just wants to move on and get it over with. And
I feel so sorry for Colt. I feel like all of this is not his fault. This is just from being friends with some. See, this is what we gotta tell you kids. Be careful who you're friends with.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. Someone get you hooked on drugs, get you into trouble, or someone get you in this type of shit. Get you into fucking lawsuits.
True. Very true. And also he wants to debunk a rumor. There was rumor spreading that he was backstage at a WWE event. He said this is entirely not true. And the last time that he was ever stepped foot at a WWE event was 4 years ago when he interviewed Hornswoggle for his podcast. Remember Hornswoggle?
It reminds you of he had talked about it one time on his show that he did get offered a job by WWE. They actually offered him a job for his podcast to put his podcast on the network, to move him on the network, to put him some kind of show on the network. And he talked about that. And he turned it down because he's doing what he's doing, and he has a ton of followers, as we found out in the court case, millions. So I'm sure he's getting some good money from that, and he's got his t-shirt thing going on, pro wrestling tees and all that. But he had that option, and he did turn it down. So I don't see him ever, especially then. Well, that was before the lawsuit. And that lawsuit, even though it's with the doctor, WWE, from what I understand, they were paying that doctor's legal fees.
Mm-hmm.
So, shit, do you really want to work for somebody that sued you? No. I
mean, never. Right now,
no, never say never. It's true. I mean, anything can happen in wrestling. We've seen that. But I really don't ever see it happening. And I don't see a reason for him to do it or want to do it, or WWE to want to do it. There's no reason for both parties right now. Just like I don't see a reason for Punk. Like, I'm just glad that the Punk chants have stopped. I don't know if you noticed that. Yeah. No one's chanting that shit anymore. Not even when they go to Chicago. No one's chanting.
Because he's a joke now. He's kind of a joke now. So, no. They don't even chant for AJ Lee. It's done. They're good. He's a good. That's basically. Yeah.
Like they like to say, smart marks. Smart marks. Right? Everybody's a smart mark now. Thanks
Yep,
to the internet.
basically. So, yeah. Now, also, those who don't know, Neville is free from his contract with the WWE. Yay. The thing is that it took a really long time for him to get his freedom. And it wasn't like, oh, we're hoping that you're coming back. It was basically done to kind of to spite him. So they put his contract, they froze the contract, which meant that even though he stayed out, say 90 days or a whole year, the day he decides to come back, he would still have to fulfill his contract. Like he could never let his contract run out because they froze it. And it was because, according to the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it was because that they didn't want him to wrestle elsewhere. He had very strong desires and passions to go to New Japan. And that they was afraid that right after they would let him go and that 90-day non-compete clause lifted, that he would just go straight there. And they instead wanted to freeze it so that it would quill any type of ambitions that he would have to wrestle elsewhere. So basically to kill the spirit.
Fake news. I call BS on all of that. I don't believe in any of that stuff because it doesn't matter. He can go
Right.
there now. You know what I mean? He can
Right.
go all in. He can do whatever he wants. That doesn't make sense. I believe the original narrative, which is they wanted to give him time off. He said he wanted time off. He was frustrated and his body was hurting and also, all right, take the time off. Take the time off and we'll come back and to the table and we'll talk about it. And that was it. And he came back and he said, nope, I want out. Okay, go. Don't all this stuff about they don't want him to go to Japan. He can go there now. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't make sense. It was like what? There was no big event that they were
And
blocking
now,
him from. He's there now. Yeah, he can go to All In. He can go to Tito's house party. He can go to wherever the hell he wants to go. It doesn't
but it's
matter.
like 90, what was it? He's been frozen for like a year now, over a year.
Yeah, well, over
So
a
they
year.
waited
But
long.
but also the fact that right now he can go anywhere, right? He can go and wrestle and do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Right? So then technically it wasn't really frozen. It's sort of like when they give that 90-day no compete clause. So
Yeah.
they are voiding it out. So it's not like, okay, you can go, oh, by the way, now we're activating the 90 days. Now you definitely can't do anything. No, they rolled it all into one. So no, it's I think it's all, again, it's just like people want to spread and come up with their own conspiracies. And it's like, oh yeah, they had this whole energy. He's not The Rock. You know what I mean? He's not one of the big guys, or like Steve Austin, something like that, or like with Bret Hart, the big names. Like, oh man, they're gonna destroy it if they go to a competition. Remember in WWE land, they have no competition. They're not threatened by New Japan. They're not even threatened by this All In. Oh, you don't want to go to All In. Oh, come on now. All In is a one-off show. It's not a
And
new promotion.
he was very happy about it. He wanted to give them advice and say, maybe not pick that month, because remember they picked the month of September. He said September was really awful to do a pay-per-view.
Yeah, no, so that's why it's like people just want to read into something else and add in their own little 2 cents, trying to throw in a twist to make it seem like WWE's more malicious. There's nothing about it. They liked him. They wanted him to stay. Give him time off. They've done it in the past with other people, and it's worked. They did it with Dolph Ziggler, and it worked. He stayed. They did with Nia Jax recently. Remember, Nia Jax left. She wanted out supposedly, and she didn't want to heal up. And she was like, "I'll come back." She's just banged up and stuff, and not too happy with some of the storylines. And I was like, don't worry, we'll accommodate. We get it. Because it's 24/7. This is nonstop. It's a circus that never stops. It's a carnival. It's to
Right.
the old tradition. Think about it. There's no off season for wrestling.
No.
And then the only time, I remember back in the day when a wrestler went to go on vacation, you wrote them off due to injury. 9 out of 10 times, it was a legit injury, though. We find that out now. It's like, oh shit, then he really was hurt. Something else. It's like, oh, damn. When do they ever get to take off, spend time with their families?
Hardly ever.
Exactly. Shit, especially Jericho. I still surprised that he even had a family. Think about it. Between all these pay-per-view events, between Fozzy traveling with that, between doing cruises and doing podcast networks that he has, well, how do you find time? Where does he get to find all this time? Like I barely have enough time to play my games and to do these shows and throw down stuff with my family and kids and stuff. How do you do it when you have like all that other stuff going on and you're traveling? Just a lot. It's a lot. And I think if there's anything to say about these wrestlers, it's just the whole endurance. I mean, you have to have a real love for wrestling and WWE to work for WWE. Because yeah, you get paid a lot of money, but you're giving them your life, literally your life. We all want our weekends off. Well, they work weekends. So people got to understand that. They think of every weekend for years. That was what you did. You worked. Holidays, you worked. Labor Day, Monday, right? Most of us are off. We're hanging out, chilling, doing whatever. Well, we know what's not WWE. It's not off. That's going to be live Monday Night Raw. Those guys are working. It's a hard life. So when you hear these stories of people saying, I need to take time off, I need to do this, no doubt, I'm sure you do. So I'm sure it's legit when he's like, hey, I'm feeling burnt out. All right, take your time, do whatever. See, we'll contact you in a few months. Chill. Come back. What do you think? I can't do it no more. All right, we get it. He was on the road with them for years.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. NXT is a sweeter deal. And what was it? Sasha Banks got in trouble a few months back, it was a few months back, where they sort of like, and I saw it, and it was like, oh yeah, she had to retract some of her statements when she said she missed NXT because of the lighter schedule and the fact she didn't have to travel as much. She started, once she started praising going back to NXT, oh no, you can't do that. You're on the main roster. You can't talk about that shit. But they have it good. Most of them lived over there in Florida. They do their house shows there. They may do a few house shows outside, but most of them are all in the Florida area. So you're always going home. They have a bus that drives them around, so you don't even have to worry about that.
Aww.
Yeah, it's different. It's a different life. Samoa Joe talked about it too. He said it was really good. He was like, it was a great setup. But then once you go to the main roster, now you're flying all over the world. Every state, every country, you're all over. You're doing all these different venues. You're not home. It's tough. And it puts a toll on you. But you think of the long game. Think of the long game. You're getting paid. If you have families, you know that you're not there with your kids for their birthday, but damn, your kid just got that new PlayStation and all the games, and that's thanks to you busting your ass out in Germany. So, you're trying to give the kids a life, and hopefully they appreciate it and understand. Daddy wasn't home, but Daddy got you that pool. Mark Henry gave that speech at the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I was like, man, I really didn't see my kids growing up. I was out here, and now look, I'm getting inducted to the Hall of Fame, so it was all worth it. And the kids are there, they're getting all teary eyed. He's like, I did it all for you. This is it. This was for you. And then that's real talk. So it's a hard life. So I'm not surprised that he walks away. I'm surprised that a lot of people walk out and let him go. And I don't think the WWE has that bitterness to like, oh yeah, we don't want you to do it. Come on now. Neville's not headlining the next Wrestle Kingdom.
No.
So yeah, it's not that serious.
Yeah. I mean, but it was a long time to get him free.
See, but that's what I'm saying. I don't even think it was that. I think we'll find out more when Neville starts doing interviews talking about it. But the fact that his 90 days is up and he's out and they're not putting another 90 days means that he was already on his 90 days no compete clause. And he just decided to keep low. Some people go and they start talking about it, or you hear rumors, oh look, he's hanging out with this wrestler and he wants to do this and do that. He didn't do it. He probably just really did say, I'm gonna go home, spend time with my family back in England. I'm gonna chill, lay low for a while, let my time run out. This is the vacation he never had. And now he gets to go and do what he has to do. Because he made money. He made a lot of money. A lot of that merch sold. That superhero gimmick that he got, the man that gravity forgot, all that was money right there,
Mm-hmm.
and so he made a lot of money. And that's the thing. You make a lot of money. You look at that bank account and you look how many years you put in, and you're like, shit, do I really need to keep doing this? No. That was the whole thing with Punk. I remember he said that on the Cult show. Like, he was all banged up, he's beat up. He was sitting there, and then I don't remember if he was at the bank or he said something where he just realized like he couldn't believe, because he doesn't remember, he's very frugal with his money. So
Right.
he saw how much he had. He's like, holy shit. I think he even said it. It was like $11 million, some shit like that. It was in the millions. He's like, yo, I'm a millionaire. Why am I still doing this? I don't even have the passion for it anymore, and I'm banged up. I could walk away from this. And it makes sense, especially in his case. He doesn't have a family or anything, nothing tie him down. So just keep traveling and, making that money, getting those checks. Like, it piles up. So
Yeah.
So who knows? I'm glad everything worked out, and wherever Neville goes, he'll be fine. He's a great performer. So
Yep. Yeah, he'll be fine either way. And plus, people want him back. So
yeah, they want to see him back and do some great matches and stuff.
So, yes. So, for those who don't know, All In is tomorrow. I know you're excited. Yay. It will start at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It'll take place at the Sears Center in Chicago. You can watch it. First hour will be at will be on WGN Network. Also, you can watch the show will be live streamed from the Fit TV app, which will charge $40 for the event. And the New Japan Pro World will also show the event like literally an hour after it ends its broadcast. So it won't be live. So that's a pretty good way to watch it as well. Now the event will have several little cards. The pre-show will have the Briscoes versus SCU. Then there will be the over budget battle royale, which will feature, and I apologize, Colt Cabana.
See, I knew he was on it. I knew he's part of that show.
I was very adamant he was not there, but he is. Bran Coulter, Marco Stunt, Jimmy Jacobs, Billy Gunn. Oh, Mr. Assman.
Yeah.
Brian Cage, Rocky Marrow, Jordan Grace, Ethan Page, Moose, and more. The main card is the Young Bucks and Abushi. Oh God, I'm butchering this. Abushi,
yeah.
Abushi versus Rey Mysterio, Rey Fenix, and Bandido. Ooh.
No Pentagon?
We didn't get to Pentagon yet. But no, not at the moment. We also have Hangman Page versus Joey Jelena.
Okay.
Marty Scurll versus Okada.
Okay.
Christopher Daniels versus Stephen Amell. Britt Baker's versus
weird. Like how, that is. I mean, I get Christopher doing it. I mean, he's a great trainer, so I'm sure that match is going to be amazing. But to have this actor jump in on this.
No. Here's why I say it's okay for him. Stephen Amell has been in the ring many of times.
Yeah, but I know he wants to do it. I know there's no doubt he loves the biz. I know it's gonna be fun. It's just I still find it funny that this is how it's happened.
It's not some actor, and it works. And it works with Christopher Daniels because of his whole character.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good. Britt Baker versus Terry Blanchard. Ashley Rain.
They could put this on Arrow. They could definitely film this for Arrow. Why can't he just say he gets into wrestling? They could do it.
I believe Christopher Daniels is going to be on Arrow.
Oh, he should.
It's a crossover thing. It works.
Well, I know the Bullet Club. They're trying to get Bullet Club for next season. They're trying to do something because what's his name has a reoccurring role on it, Cody Rhodes. So I know they're trying to bring the whole Bullet Club thing in.
He's in there. Surely.
Yeah. So as a heel faction type thing on the show, a new enemy, new foes, and it would be great. I think it works. Why not?
Yep. It's cute.
The only thing is that DC doesn't own it, so that's
it's still great. Don't
no,
knock
it is
it.
great. No, I'm not. I'm saying the reason why DC is that it's all about internal money, and that means they would have to share money, depending on that deal that they work. Because New Japan owns Bullet Club.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, it's fun when you hire an actor like Cody Rhodes. He's like, all right, well, gets appearance. But when you start introducing a brand that's owned by another company, that's a whole other thing.
Well, it's been very interesting because you have the whole Cody Rhodes, which is DC, and Christopher Daniels has been doing like these little video things of him being filmed in Marvel gear. So, and
Well, he was Spider-Man.
Yeah, he was Spider-Man. So, who knows how he may end up coming to the ring?
Yeah, and he wrestled against Macho Man.
Yep.
I think that's the only time in real life he's never wrestled him.
Yeah.
That's a good trivia right there. It's like Christopher Daniels. Did he ever wrestle Macho Man? Only it's a Spider-Man. Oh.
Corny. We also have Sega versus Pentagon Jr.
You said Sega?
Huh?
What, Sega? Wait, who?
No, not Sega. I said Kenny Omega.
Oh, Kenny Omega.
They're going to go in there and they're going to wrestle against Nintendo.
Okay, that would be fun.
Xbox will jump in later.
Oh.
Just end up being a tag match because then you're going to have Sony just pop in there.
There you go. They do the interference. They run in and do it
at the ring saying, I used to be great and famous.
There you go. And then the lights come off, and then when they come back on, you got Android and Apple in the ring. What? And everybody just start fighting it out.
So yes, you have Kenny Omega and versus Pentagon Jr. Okay. Jay Lethal versus the winner of the over budget battle royale. Then you have Nick Aldis. Wait,
so is Jay Lethal putting his title on the line? Did it say?
Yeah, the Ring of Honor World Championship.
Okay, he's putting the title on because that's the thing. He's a champion, so whoever wins the battle royal has to fight twice that night. Okay.
Basically, yes. And then you have Nick Aldis versus Cody for the NWA Championship.
Well, does that mean that what's his name from Smashing Pumpkins?
Yeah.
Oh, damn, I forgot his name, but because he owns it, he owns NWA, and he owns the title. So that means is he going to be there to give the belt?
Oh, I don't know. He could be.
Because that's all his. That was a big deal that he bought it.
He was involved in a lot. Billy Corgan.
Billy Corgan, yeah. Because that means Billy Corgan's going to have to be there.
He can be there. There's a lot of surprise appearances. We don't know what's going to happen. Remember?
No, I mean, it's going to be a fun show. I think it's a fun show. I mean, nothing really stands out for me. Maybe the Pentagon, Kenny Omega.
Well,
that
Kenny's
might be fun. The Battle Royale is like, You know, Marty Scurll. That's a good match. That would be a good match. But
we get Rey Mysterio. Why is no one excited for Rey?
It's a 6-man tag, right? It's 3-on-3.
Well, booyaka.
Yeah, no thanks. You know who's doing it? Brian Cage is doing the booyaka. He does a 619 now too.
Oh God.
Yeah, and that's the hardest working guy right now in the biz. Between Pentagon Jr. and Brian Cage. I feel like every indie show has Brian Cage. Hell, around my way, there was an indie show and had Brian Cage on the card. I'm like, Joe, he is all over the place. Doing Impact, winning the title there, doing Lucha Underground, doing all these other indie shows. Now he's an all-in. He's working hard. That boy is working hard. And it's funny. He forms like, oh, maybe he'll go back to WWE. But I don't know. But then again, I don't want to spread rumors. I don't like it. I don't like steroids, especially because we just talked about steroids. But for people that are interested, look up Brian Cage when he was in WWE, when he did his time where all the Tough Enough and stuff. He doesn't look anything like this. I mean, he swelled up big time. He looks like a completely different guy right now. And I don't know. I'm just saying it might be a little suspect of all of that. That's a drastic change. It reminds me of the Chris Masters. Remember Chris Masters?
Yes.
Massive, right? He was massive. And then as soon as they started the wellness policy, he came in, and then that's when Shawn Michaels cracked that joke on live Raw TV. Look at him, you look a little thin. You look a little different. Hmm. And it's like, just making it so obvious.
Yes.
Oh man, but
It was, yeah.
But no, Gates works hard. He moves very well for a big guy, like muscly. He's not that tall, but he's solid, big dude.
Yeah, but
619.
he's good. It'll work out. It'll be good.
Yeah, and then Phoenix, the real brother of Pentagon. That's the thing. They do all their shows together. That's why once you said it, I'm like, damn, Pentagon has to be on this card because I didn't see the full card. So, and then Pentagon recently did an interview, and they asked him, like, have you ever been approached by WWE? And he said no. And that does not surprise me because he doesn't speak English. And you know how they are with that. I'm surprised seeing Amos. I mean, Amos is a good-looking dude, and I think that's why they did it. Because they're like, all right, well, we could pair him up. He's got a good look. Like Del Rio, he spoke English, and he was a good-looking dude. So they were like, all right, this works for that audience. Pentagon is a scary-looking, the mask and the get-up. He's scary-looking. So I don't see them trying to approach someone like him because they're like, well, then we would have to get a mic piece for him. Someone would have to talk for him. So I don't, unless they get his brother too, and I'm sure that's would be part of the deal. Take me to get my brother, but his brother's just as good. So, but yeah, I wasn't surprised when he said that. He's like, yeah, they haven't approached me. So.
Mm-hmm. But I think overall it's going to be exciting, and it'll be fun.
You're gonna watch it live? You're gonna watch it?
I plan on it.
There you go.
So I'm looking forward to it. So I'm going to be positive.
Yeah, no,
now we're going to move on to something that I know you're very excited about.
Oh my God!
And that ever since last year when they announced it, because it's coming every year, he's like, I want to know who's going to be on the roster. What's going on with WWE 2K19? So they revealed the roster. Yay! And they had 75 superstars. They're the first 75. Not we're just getting 75.
We're not going to go through the list. But we all know it's all outdated. That's it. That's the problem. It's all outdated. The fact that you have Roderick Strong not part of the era just shows it. The Undisputed Era. That's it. It's outdated. They don't care. And I told Rich about this offline. I was like, if Madden would have come out every year with an outdated roster, people would be like, I don't want this garbage. Update this shit. How hard is it before it launches to just slap on a damn t-shirt that's already in the game for the other guys on this dude? Just add them into it. How difficult is that? They couldn't even do it with the Shield when Seth Rollins left, and he still was coming down with the damn SWAT vest. It's disgusting. It's embarrassing, and I feel cheated. When that happened, I felt cheated. And I'm like, really? This guy, Seth Rollins, has been solo for an entire year. This game comes out, and he's still with the Shield. This is when he had broken off. I don't believe this. Why can't they do that? Why can't they? Even when they did the Hardys, when they added them in the game as a DLC, update that shit. It's just cosmetic. Update it. And they didn't do it. They just left the old Hardys, and that should have just been costume number 1, or costume number 2. Just give us some of the other stuff. That's all. They don't even do it. They don't care. They really don't care. They just spit on shit and say, "Here, take it." Don't take it, people. Pass on this shit. If you do get it when it's in the bargain bin. Don't pay full price for this.
I would like to ask another important question about this roster. Why the hell is Ronda Rousey a pre-order character when she is now the women's champion on Monday Night Raw?
Yep. There you go.
That makes no sense at all.
That makes no sense. You know what? People should get mad. People should get mad just like they did with the Star Wars Battlefield, the Battlefront one, because this is like a Luke Skywalker situation because she is the champion. Oh, you want to play as a champ? You got to pay extra to play as a champ.
Yes, basically.
That is dumb. That is horrible and dumb, and I think we need to spread that People need to know. In fact, that's it. Maybe we should preach the topic for this one. It's like, why do you have to pay to be the female champ? Why are they nickel and diming for that? What? So next time, if let's say Braun Strowman becomes champ, oh, you want Braun Strowman to play? We got to pay extra $10 for him. No. There you go. No. This is BS. Pure BS. She should just be in the game. She's already on the roster. There's no reason.
Because if somebody wants to wait to see reviews before they decide whether or not to buy, then that means that they will not be getting Ronda Rousey unless they pay for her later. Because it's only a pre-order. You only get her if you pre-order the game. So. Yeah.
So then again, we were just talking about it's outdated the roster. So that means Alexa Bliss is still the champ in the game.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. There you go. The whole story, everything is all outdated. This is old. You know, I remember, I think it was the Sleepy Developer, the Mr. High guy, a while ago, when he had did a little preview. Everybody knows he does the videos for the 2K. Oh, right, guys, I'm real excited. Get ready, man. So I remember he was talking about this, and he was like, yeah, you know, we try to keep it as current as possible. The last part of the whole process is with the character development, you know, like the creating of the characters. We add them right at the end. That way you get the most up to date. Bullshit. This is all proof that it's bullshit. You did this way in advance. You don't even care. And this is what people are getting. And now it's up to them to go and download a create a character version just so they can get what they currently see. You know, and this is why when 2K was like, yeah, we're going to redesign this and redevelop it, you know, starting the next season, and they need to make it like a sport then. It's sport entertainment, but one thing that it has linked similar to sport is roster updates, roster changes. People are jumping ship all the time from SmackDown to Raw to NXT, and then so now that some people going to 205, and so have somebody in the back make these changes. So that way it's in the game. I want to get where I'm playing, or if I watch Raw and I see a guy, he did a draft and he's now on SmackDown, the next day I get an update and in my WWE universe, that guy's on SmackDown. I don't want to have to go through the process of doing it. You know, or if he got a major change, a costume change or something, a gimmick change, add the gimmick or update the gimmick. Simple things like it could be the hair or whatever. Just show that you care, because right now it's like, all right, we made this shit, we sprinkled a little bit of this, a little bit of that, we pushed it out, now we're already working on the next one. Well, this one got this problem, so we don't care. Well, can you do this? No, we got the Create Center. Have somebody in Japan make something for you. We can't do that. Okay, thanks. Because that's the thing. I remember for a long time, it was basically create a video game for yourself, create a wrestling game. Because remember, you could create moves, you could create themes, entrance, taunts. I mean, they had it. Everything was there. All the tools that they use. I remember even with I don't even know if it's still active, but they had the face scanning app. And they're like, yeah, this is the same. Sleepy said it. Sleepy said, oh, this is the same tool that we use when we try to get the wrestlers and we can't get them in the shop to do it. So then they go and they do the scan so we get their face. And now you could do it. And remember, everybody was scanning wrestler faces. And, you know, you had great versions of Goldberg and all of those things and everything before Sting. Then, you know, they were just doing it like, hey, you make your damn game because we can't do it. So can you do it for us? Make the moves that you want, because we can't do it. Well, if we do it, we're going to nickel and dime you. We're going to charge you in a bonus moveset. Oh, it's just the whole thing. It's disgusting. It's outdated. Their model is outdated, and it's disgusting.
I agree. I also want to say another thing. Now, I saw the roster reveal last night. You know, it was Rusev and Lana, and they were joined by the B team. And I laughed at how excited the wrestlers were trying to act when they announced certain people, like, oh, I'm so surprised this wrestler is in the game, when the wrestler was in the game last year. So I couldn't stop laughing when I saw that.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't even play it. Like, I remember Xavier Woods. He was on Kind of Funny Games, and they were talking about, what do you guys play when you're on the road? Oh, we play UFC 3. They don't even play that damn game. They play UFC. Or of course Seth Rollins, he loves his football, so he'll play Madden, and they do the Madden challenge and the up, down, down. But they don't even play the WWE game.
But AJ Styles plays WWE because there's the $1 million championship.
Yeah, right. Sure he does.
Yay!
He does.
$1 million.
He's like, damn. And then I'm sure after he's like, yo, this is the first time I've been in a WWE game. You were in the last one too. What? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, if you didn't see the video, anyone who didn't see the video, if they want a good laugh, I definitely would encourage them to do so, because they had a segment where Bo Dallas, he finds out he's in the video game. He's all excited. Yeah. I mean, he was in the game last year. And then Curtis Axel directly across from him. Oh, yeah. And Curtis Axel, you're in the game, too. Like, it's a big announcement. We already know these guys are in the game because they was in the game last year. So,
are they in as a B team?
They had Curtis Axel, when they showed his image, he had the B team shirt on. But when they showed Bo Dallas, he didn't have the B team shirt on. So who knows? Who knows? I would assume, because, I mean, all you're doing is...
Because they both started at the same time, though, doing the B team. It only makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, I would assume that's a simple fix. Just give this guy a white shirt with a B on it. So they should be able to do that.
Yeah, but they're hoping that the kid in the basement is doing it for you in the creative section, so that way they don't have to do it. Oh, Lord. So I'm telling people, wise up. There's a better game out there. Go play it. It's called Fire Pro Wrestling.
We'll see.
Go play that. Yeah, I believe in it. At least for now. But, man, this shit... It's WWE, man. The only upside to all this, and I have to see as upside, it's just what 2K said, that they're going to come back with a new engine and they're going to do a whole redesign to get it up to par with what they have with the franchise for the NBA type of performance. So I hope that they live up to that, and that next year, 2K20, since it is, 19? Wait, this is 19. Yeah, 20. That one actually stands out.
No, it won't.
I hope so. I hope it's got
a 2K20. Yeah.
Right. That's the next one, right? Isn't this?
Yeah. That is the next one.
So who knows? We might get 2K21.
I mean, if they can't, they even said it though. They said that's it. We're moving on to something else. So then hopefully they have another engine that they could use. And then that's starting from scratch, because that's what takes the longest. Creating a new engine from scratch.
I will say, if they are starting fresh, there's no way that game is coming out.
No, it's not coming. No.
It's going to be a while before you see that game.
Yeah, no, I have a feeling they're going to find someone else, or maybe they already have another one on the side, and they're like, "Yeah, we need more people to work on this," and we're like, "All right, we'll put funding in it," because that's what 2K said, right? They were going to put more money in it.
Yep.
So. That's what I'm thinking. That maybe some of the Ukes was like, hey, we could work on something else. We have some other prototype gameplays and we could do, but engine wise, we need more money. We need more programmers on this. All right, we'll throw the money at you, make it work, because you're the only wrestling game in town. You should be bringing Buco bucks, and it's not bringing Buco bucks, because you'll see it on the MPD charts for like the first month or so, and then poof, it disappears. And then freaking Grand Theft Auto 5 will still be up there 15 years later. You know what I mean? It's like, something's wrong there. You're the only wrestling game on the market. You should always be up top. FIFA's always up there. So same thing. You're the only wrestling game. There's no off season. Come on now. There's no reason that it shouldn't be up there. And it's true, but the game is whack, and that's why it drops, because people pick it up and like, oh wow, it's more of the same. Thanks a lot, and then they stop playing.
More of the same.
More of the same.
Well, well, those who don't know, the people who are in it they added some new ones, so yay.
Of course, they always do. They always add in some people. That's not the problem. The adding roster is not the problem. It's the gameplay. It's also the nickel and diming of certain players. And it's like, oh, wow, I have to pay $10 for what? What, Shinsuke? What? What's going on here? And it's just, it's too much. It's too much. no point for that.
Uh,
Find another way to do things.
Based on that list that I saw, obviously the first 75. I think it would be safe to assume that Ricochet, EC3, all of these guys are going to be DLC because in that video, we mean no.
Here's the thing: if anybody was like really excited and wants more, every week you will get another video with them surrounded by the table with what was it, Rusev, and they're going to reveal more wrestlers.
Yeah, no thanks. I'll pass.
Well, I know they're going to reveal more wrestlers because they said it was the first 75. But the reason why I say Ricochet, because Ricochet is currently the champion, and when they showed Adam Cole, he had the belt. So Ricochet is probably going to be DLC if they didn't announce him yet.
No, they might announce him next week. So you don't know.
Oh, we do know.
We'll see about that.
we know. We'll tell you why we know. We know because of their track record.
Yeah.
And their track record. That the hot guys that everybody wants and the girls, they charge for that. You know, they did that with what's his name, Aleister Black. Remember last season?
Aleister's
of course, he's going to be in there now because they already nickel and dimed you from the last one. They're like, all right, we can't double dip on them, so we have to throw it in. But they charged. They did it with Samoa Joe when Samoa Joe showed up. You know, this is just what they do. They did with Shinsuke.
Yeah.
You know, it's like they're already there, and this is what they do. They're already relevant on these shows, and you're automatically assuming that when you get the game, you'll be able to play. It's not like, oh wow, he showed up, and the game's been out. Is he going to be DLC? Oh wow, he is, but he wasn't there when the game launched. No, these guys are there before this game launches. Ronda Rousey is there now actively, and now we have to pay extra to play as her. Why?
Well, hey, they want you to pre-order the game so that they know for sure that you going that they got your money, and then Ronda Rousey will be available. Only if you pre-order. If not, then later on maybe you'll have to pay between $5-7 to actually include her in the game. But
no, it's like $10, man. $9.99.
$9.99.
Usually, yeah, the packs are $9.99. Like $10.
Wait, for one person though?
No, not for. I don't remember them ever really doing it that way. You get the whole. You get the little bundles, because they'll include. Because there's like multiple. Remember, there's pre-orders, and then there's like for the deluxe. Because I remember last year I wound up getting, was it Batista and Rob Van Dam, but then Kurt Angle was a pre-order.
Yep.
So you got all these other guys with it. So I knew it was something like that. And then they try to bundle those up. It's a scam. All of it's a scam. They're rehashing. We've already played all this shit.
Yeah. So we want
to play Ronda. Just make a white girl and give her an armbar as a finisher. There you go. You're done. It's not like she's Finn Balor with when she's when he's a demon. That's a little harder to make. People have done it though. I've seen.
They have done it. Yeah, I did see people do that. You're right about that.
Done it, but I'm saying if you really want to play as Ronda, that's it, and you're good to go. You want the theme song? That's a real song. Just load up your Spotify, select that song to play on your PlayStation as she comes down, and you're good. And that's the other thing I miss. They never brought that back. I don't know if you remember on a 360.
Yeah.
Where you could load up your music as their theme song.
That actually is one of the reasons why Ricky enjoyed the game back in the day, because it adds a lot more to the experience. It makes it feel like you could actually download the actual music.
I remember when I created TNA guys and New Japan guys, and then I downloaded their theme songs online, and then I put it on my 360 and linked it up. That shit was awesome to see them come down, and of course people went all out and made their entrance, and then now I had their music playing.
Yeah,
it looked like they were part of the game, and they just took that feature out. I don't know why. There's no reason now. No reason why people are like, oh well, there's different. No, because both 360 and Xbox One and PS4, they give you the ability to play multimedia. You can play your music and stuff for your flash drive, so you could easily do that.
Well, I know. I guess they want you to listen to the horrible music over and over
again. Really bad music. Like, who picks the soundtrack? I remember they were like, "Oh, John Cena picked it." Really? Well, John Cena listens to horrible music, and somebody should say, "You know what? This isn't a good idea. This was not a good idea." All right, let's go back. I remember they also had Puff Daddy, out of all people. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Puff Daddy. Yeah. Really? Really? Is that what we're doing now? We're just having these people pick shit? Come on now.
Absolutely. I do remember all of this.
It could be curated by Flo Rida or Pitbull.
Oh, no, please. Please, no. Please. Lord, no.
That's going to be the intro song to the game.
We don't live.
Don't need to blah, 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 blah.
It's a catchy song. But
it is. It is a catchy song. I give him that. I like it. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Brings happiness. I think of wrestling. Every time I hear it, though, I think of wrestling now. That's
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Dana, so continue.
No one wants to hear who the 75 roster talent is. I don't think you guys even care anymore.
No, we don't care.
Goodness.
Because it's not the roster that's the problem. It's the game. The game is just not fun.
No. Go ahead and reveal the 75 for those that don't know.
Oh, joy. 75 names. Let's start at the beginning. Basically, we're going to start with Adam's favorite wrestler, Aleister Black. Yay! Then it's Adam Cole, Akam. Sorry. Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, Angelo Dawson, Apollo Crews, Byron Corbin. I said Byron. Baron Corbin. Byron Corbin. Bailey, Bianca Belair. Yeah, the girl with the hair. Big Show, Bo Dallas, Bobby Fish, yay. Bobby Roode, yay. Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Brock Lesnar, Chad Gable, Kurt Hawkins, Curtis Axel, Dana Brooke, Dash Wilder, Dean Ambrose, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Elias, Amber Moon, Fandango, Finn Balor, Goldust, Heath Slater, yay. Jason Jordan, he's still around. Jinder Mahal, Johnny Gargano, Kerry Sane, Cassius Ohno, Kevin Owens, Connor, Kyle O'Reilly, Lana, Lars Sullivan, Liv Morgan, Matt Hardy, Mickey James, Mojo Rawley, Montez Ford, Natalia, Nia Jax, Mick Miller, No Way Jose, Oni Lorcan, Otis Bogolovic, Pete Dunne, Rezar, R-E-Z-A-R?
That's the guys from Authors of Pain.
Yeah. Rezar. Rhino, Roderick Strong, Roman Reigns, Ronda Rousey, Ruby Riott, Rusev.
Wait, you see, Ronda Rousey, they announced her. They usually don't put that.
Well,
they don't put that if they're DLC because that's separate.
But the video showed when they announced it. They said, "Oh yes, but you get this character by pre-ordering the game."
But that's what I'm saying. Usually when they do these rosters, all right. They should have had that separate because usually that's listed as separate, just like DLC people listed as separate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, she ain't the DLC. If you pre-order the game, you'll get her. But technically, if you don't pre-order the game, then you will be paying for that character if you want the character later.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
That's awful. Ruby Riott, Rusev, Sami Zayn, Sarah Logan, Sasha Banks, Scott Dawson, Seth Rollins, Shane Thorne, Shayna Baszler, Titus O'Neil, yay. Triple H, Tucker Knight, Tyler Breeze, Tyler Bate, Velveteen Dream, Victor, Zack Ryder. Yay.
So Bobby Lashley is not on that list. Of course, he can get announced any other week, but he might be a DLC character as well. So,
or maybe he's nobody because he's nobody as a wrestler. Yeah.
Oh man! See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you didn't see that video I showed you of him singing along with your boy?
Yes.
I saw the video.
He got his behind beat like he's supposed to.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure what WWE is doing with Elias. So
I'm not a fan of him. Like, he's just a gimmick of the guitar singing. Like, he's the comic relief. He's another Santino.
But it worked. And you know what I would have wished that they did? I wish that they would have made him do a Jeff Jarrett, where he just starts attacking people with the guitar.
yeah, well, I know he hit a couple people with that guitar, but yeah, I want to see that on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I want to see him attack everybody with that guitar.
So that, and also remember, Tommaso Ciampa's not in it. So next week.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah, he'll probably get announced next week.
Announced Gargano, not Tommaso.
Well, they have to put. I mean, he's a champ. There you go. What is it going to be, a champ pack? You want these champs? You got to pay.
No, I mean, he was in it last year. I think we could definitely we can definitely conclude who was possibly DLC, and it's anyone that debuted during WrestleMania or was announced around WrestleMania. That is probably going to be DLC in the game, but we have to wait and see. But I'm pretty sure EC3 and Ricochet will be DLC because they have to find a way to charge you for that additional content, and that's how they're going to do it.
Ouch.
Ouch is right. That's what they want to do.
Oh yeah.
So we are 1 month and 8 days away from the game, and we still have not seen a trailer or any type of like significant gameplay.
Oh, we have. It's 2K18.
Wow.
That's all it is. That's why they were like, oh, guess what? We got the ultimate trailer. You know what it is? It's the game that came out last year. Just play that, and there you go.
Remember, we're getting a new mode, so that may add some.
It's whack.
They I don't like that they when they announce the mode and then they don't show any footage. They don't even show, because you got to show this stuff to sell people on what is different about the game. I don't know what's different about it based off the description. They got to show.
They are so bad. Are so bad at it, and it's only because there's not much of a change, and so that's why we don't ever see these game videos. So people are like, damn, how come we don't see it? The last time that they made a big change to the game itself, I think that was Randy Orton, when they changed the layout of how it looked, when they moved away from the SmackDown and Raw, and they just went the year. Remember? It was like 2K12 or something. Remember when they did that?
Yeah.
That was the only time where they were really showing, like, wow, look at the gameplay. The camera angles are different now, and we slowed down the game and this and that. And they built up to that. But ever since after that, they never did it, because they were like, oh, guess what? It's the same shit. It's the same. Don't worry about it.
Same old.
Same old. And they're not the only ones. Can't just put shade on them. They all do. All the big sport games do it. FIFA, EA, they all do it. They just show off some modes. They're like, well, we haven't really seen one. A gameplay. Don't worry. You played the last one, right? Same shit. That's it.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, but it might not completely suck. Who knows?
Oh, it will. It will.
There's always Fire Pro Wrestling, which is out already. So
yeah. But there's some shit going on right now with Fire Pro. There's something I forgot. Buddy of mine was telling me that something, there was an update for a patch, and it started screwing with people's save files to the point that it deletes it. So when you downloaded stuff and all that stuff, it's all gone. So they're recommending for people that if you had it uploaded to the cloud, leave it there, because it overrides the one that's on your console, but it won't do the one there. And wait till they fix this patch.
Well, now that I know this information, I will not be getting the game. I will have to wait until they fix this issue. Then I will attempt to get the game.
Yeah,
but that's not good. They better fix that ASAP.
Yeah, they know. It's a known issue. And this happened due to a patch. So, see, not all patches are good. There you go. Some patches cause other issues.
True.
True. But yep, that is everything that has been going on with WWE and 2K19.
So I would like to ask two very quick questions, and then I guess we can wrap up. I guess you guys can wrap up because I joined in late again. But here's the first question, because we didn't discuss this, and I know that y'all did not discuss it. There are two very specific things I want to discuss very briefly. I have to ask, what are your reactions to the fact that now Braun Strowman is supposed to be a heel?
It's not going to happen. It's going to backfire. It's going to backfire just like when they tried to make Steve Austin a heel. And they just gave up. They're like, you know what? People just like him. And he was their first anti-hero. And that's the same thing that's happening here. You know, they tried it when they did it. And people were like, oh, well, they you don't know that. I do know that because they tried it with Roman. When he was destroying Roman, throwing him on cars and all this stuff. And we were supposed to feel bad for Roman. And people cheered. People loved it. You know, even when he was going against Brock, you know, and people loved it. They're like, oh, he's the monster of men. Yay. But what? He's the monster. He's bad. You know, monster, scary. No, we like this one. You know, no. So it's going to backfire. It's going to be pointless. And I just don't understand this. I hate when, you know, Triple H will come out and say, yeah, we're here for you. We're listening to you. Yeah, bullshit. You're not listening. If you were listening to us, you wouldn't have this issue. Roman wouldn't be the big dog. You know, we wouldn't have any of this stuff.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's laughable. And it's weird. They're forcing these heels and faces on us. Same thing with Becky. It's like, why am I hating Becky? This makes no sense.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's the other thing. Because if you saw it from SummerSlam, people cheered the shit out of her when that happened.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
They were super thrilled. Okay, so nope, not happening. No one's drinking this dirty Kool-Aid, and that's it. That's my 2 cents on that. It's gonna backfire on them. There's nothing they can do, and it's understanding. It's like the days of morphing people are over. It's over because everyone is woken. You know, everybody. The audience has been watching this for a long time. The audience has wised up thanks to the internet. Now everybody knows what's going on in the Wrestling Observer because the shit's on the internet. You didn't need to go and subscribe and maybe talk to a buddy who had it. It's all online. You know, so you're seeing things as it comes. And people already know. They're like, oh wait, they're pushing this guy. Why? Well, they want you to hate this guy. Well, they can't tell me what to do. I like him and I'm gonna like him. I'm not gonna be brainwashed and they're gonna tell me, oh, I'm supposed to boo him now. I don't get it. Why are you trying to control the narrative of the crowd? You know, you keep saying we can boo and cheer who we want. Well, that's not the case because now you're trying to drown out crowds and you're hearing that now they got this whole new audio thing that they've been doing because people at the live show, if you see the videos of like for SummerSlam during the celebration, when we watched it, you hear the crowd cheering. But then I see some videos that people posted, and it was really loud boos. But that didn't come off on the network.
Oh no, they made sure that they was going that wasn't going to come out like that.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the power of editing.
You know, so that's what they've been doing. They're controlling the cheers and the boos. It sucks. You know, but this is how they control the narrative. You know, it's Vince's playground. This is his toy, and this is how he wants us to play with his toys. Yeah, it's his house.
Well, Roman is his last, the last guy he wants to try and get over. So, I guess that's what this is all about. Yes, and the final question, and I believe we already know that this is all BS anyway. What do y'all have to say about the Kevin Owens quitting angle? That once again,
I love.
Say what?
I love it. I don't know loves it because this is like, remember Batista when he threw his little fit and was in the wheelchair as well? It's literally a callback to Batista. So maybe it's WWE's like not so subtle way of making fun of Batista. But anyway, I love it. And the rumor so far is that he's going to come back and just not speak. And so Paul Heyman is going to be his advocate.
Uh-oh.
So that could really work.
I'd be cool with that.
That you said that's the rumor.
That's a rumor, but it sounds like a lovely rumor. And I like that.
I will be interested to see if that happens. I also have a theory as well about what's going to happen with Kevin Owens, because I did see that after all of that, it went down on Monday Night Raw. Then this guy went on Twitter, deleted most of his posts, but he left up 2 posts. One post of him winning all the titles he's won in WWE, and then another post of him losing all those matches to Strowman. So my guess would be, if he does come back, it's probably going to be by costing Strowman his victory over Roman Reigns at Hell in a Cell.
Oh. It makes sense. Yeah.
I very much would love to see the Paul Heyman thing instead, but however, this is since they have this whole thing where he keeps blaming, Braun Strowman is the reason why everything is falling apart. That's why I said we'll see how the story ends, but yeah, I wasn't happy to see those particular tweets highlighted. So we'll see. But no, that's all I was gonna say. Any additional thoughts that y'all wanted to make before we wrap up the show?
No. Let's just keep watching this shit and see what happens. But yeah, it's depressing. It's depressing. It's just like we just said, like they have talent there, and we like who we like, and then it's like, no, you're not supposed to like that. It's like, why?
All I'm gonna say is this: if Samoa Joe doesn't win that title at Hell in a Cell, then I'm gonna have a lot of even worse things to say about WWE, because I think Joe could do some good things with that title, but they don't. We'll see whether or not they actually give him that.
And I'm tired of hearing people like, well, it's because he's a big guy. They went, no, because Kevin Owens already broke through that glass.
Exactly.
I don't believe it.
And when you had Samoa Joe have that good program with Brock Lesnar, then lose to Brock Lesnar, I still haven't gotten over that. So
he's done the job to all the big guys. So he's made it to the dance. Big pay-per-views headlining. He's lost. He's got to win one of these.
Yes.
He's got to win one of these.
Because there is no one else on SmackDown that can take that belt off of AJ right now.
Exactly. And he's the only legit heel they have. He's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. This is it. And heels make better champs. Everybody knows that.
Absolutely. I agree.
You want to see these guys get beat up. You want to see them lose. All right, well, that's it. Baby faces, not so much.
I agree.
Yep.
All right, so final shout-outs for tonight. Dana, do you have any final shout-outs that you would like to give?
Shout outs to all the listeners.
Sounds good. How about you, Adam?
Yeah, shout out to listeners and people into wrestling. Shout out to everybody on Throwdown playing video games. Fucking Tony over there already got the plat in Spider-Man. Fuck him.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah. He says it's a good, he's got his review coming up.
I don't think Marvel would appreciate you.
No. I didn't. Okay. I'm not showing video. I'm not showing no video. I'm just saying a man I know got the plan. So that was it.
Sounds good. Yes. So thank you all for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.